Hello and welcome back to the Baka Gaijin Show. My name is Zeke Freak. I'm something of a lovable rascal, and with me, finally, once again, is my partner in crime, Kevin Faulkner.
Holy shit, it's been way too damn long. Jesus, I thought I was dead there for a while. It's really bad if you think you yourself think you are dead.
Exactly. That just spits right in the face of the theory of quantum immortality.
Exactly.
And we don't do that here.
It's like the awareness of your own mortality just cancels out. So
exactly. So, okay. Long story short, and by that I mean very long story, very short, because we're not fucking recapping the entire adventure he went through to get to this point. We tried doing that once. We actually tried doing an episode like 6 months ago, I think.
No, it was like a year ago, actually. Close to a year ago. Like October of last year we tried.
Well,
and
time makes fools of us. Time makes fools of us all, and we're all gonna fucking die one day. But until that point, you have us to listen to, so that's good. Yeah, so we tried that. Long story short, he was homeless for a long time, and then he wasn't, but it still didn't work out, and now he still isn't homeless. I mean, which means he doesn't own the home, but he's in a home, maybe. He's in a place. He's better now. It was wrong, and now it's right.
I was only technically homeless for like 3 months. Still, that was a rough 3 months. Ooh, and I don't want to get into that shit.
But you were spiritually homeless for much longer.
Oh God, man, the last year was an adventure in many ways, and it's not the kind of adventure that's like, oh gee willikers, what's over there on the horizon. It's the kind of adventure that you feel your soul being slowly sucked out of you through the entire experience, and by the end you're just a shriveled husk going, water please.
Yes, sometimes behind the waterfall is not actually a treasure chest glistening with gold coins. It's actually just a guy trying to stab and mug you.
Yeah, that's... I'm not going to say an apt comparison, but it's a comparison.
It is an unusual strategy to hide behind a waterfall and just kind of hope someone shows up.
True.
That's just reminding me of that bullshit in A Quiet Place, where like they put their home by a waterfall to drown out the fucking how did that I'm trying to deconstruct the logic of that film in my mind, but I barely remember it. But it was something like, no, they don't live by the waterfall, even though they should, because apparently the waterfall, like the ongoing continuous noise, acts as like a buffer for the aliens or whatever that are attracted to sound. So like, because waterfalls are loud all the time, they just avoid that area. Because like it's almost like a blind spot, but they don't live there. It's weird. But they know there's a waterfall, but they don't base their operations near the waterfall, even though they should, because it's like a natural defense against them. There's a lot of stupid shit in that movie.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen it, but the only thing I have to say on, the whole thing about A Quiet Place is they missed a good opportunity to call the second film Another Quiet Place. Or A Quieter Place.
Yep. Or my personal favorite alternative title, Shut the Fuck Up.
That was the working title.
I hope so. Man, that's disappointing. They should have gone with that. It's memorable, bold advertising. Sometimes the working titles are better than the actual titles. Like Ratchet & Clank Clock Blockers.
Oh my god. That's an amazing title.
Yeah, that was the working title for A Crack in Time, was Clock Blockers, but Sony was like, that's a step too... We've let you get away with some shit before, but that's a step too far.
You literally have a game called Quest for Booty. And another one called Up Your Arsenal. Like, come on!
No, apparently they drew the line. They drew the line at Clock Blockers.
Jeez. It's a little too far, guys. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, Clock Blockers is hilarious.
It's a sad state of affairs.
Jeez. So, I'm curious. What have you been doing lately for your hobbies?
Yeah, so this episode, we don't have like any one specific topic in mind. We're just going to shoot the shit and sort of readjust ourselves to actually recording a show.
Yeah, we're back. We just need to get used to being back.
Exactly. Much like your father after finally returning from getting cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for getting your... That's not actually happening. I'm sorry for getting your hopes up.
Yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Your dad's never coming back.
No.
You should move on.
But yeah. So what have you been doing lately?
Mostly video games, which are pretty good. I've been much lighter on anime this season. By the way, I know we're tangentially an anime podcast. This has been disputed throughout the years. But I want to set the record straight that we are essentially a whatever the fuck we want podcast. that is vaguely anime flavored.
The only part of like Baka Gaijin Show that like we're called the Baka Gaijin Show, and that's what we are. We're stupid ass foreigners.
Exactly. Oh my god, there's a very tiny bug on my desk. Hold on, let me kill that. I will crush you with a USB stick.
Die.
Not today. Anyway, so yeah, mostly video games. I think it's been so long that when the last time we did a proper podcast, I didn't even have my my chart that I fill out, my little pile.
Ah, the pile, yes.
Pile.
Oh, God.
All hail the pile. Yeah.
You didn't have the pile at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time we recorded was in 2019, and I did not have the pile. I started doing the pile last year, and I've done it this year as well, where I keep track of all the games I beat in the year, and I add them to the pile, which is a image of a wood grain surface that I throw game covers on. But it's also a list on my phone and the Samsung memo pad or whatever, which I also use to keep track of things I don't beat, things I try, what I call false starts, where like I think I'm going to beat something and then I just fall off it.
Yeah.
Or maybe endless some things I may want to try next, or things I put on hold. Just generally keeping track of the gaming experience, as it were.
Yeah.
Last year I beat 35 games, and I actually wrote a Reddit post about it. And this year has been a little slow because there's been a lot of false starts and things I thought were gonna go places but didn't. Changes of plans, as it were. But I think I'm doing all right so far, and it's been picking up lately.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So recently so Psychonauts 2 comes out very soon, and for the past few weeks I've mostly just been filling time until that comes out, because that's gonna dominate my attention when that finally diggity drops soon. Tuesday evening, because I have it pre-ordered, and the preload actually unlocks at 8 p.m. on the 24th, as opposed to its actual release date of the 25th, which was nice of them to unlock that a bit early. And so I've been playing a few things, getting a few things done in the lead up to that. I beat Axiom Verge 2 that came out recently, and I beat that in a few days. That was good fun.
Yeah, that was fast. I was surprised at how fast you beat Axiom Verge 2. That was really fast.
Yeah, it's not a super long game. It only took me like six-ish hours, and I also didn't like 100% the map or anything.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Thomas Happ. He makes those games by himself, and that's really impressive. All the art, all the music, everything.
Yeah.
By the way, the soundtrack in Axiom Verge 2 slaps, much like the soundtrack in Axiom Verge 1 slapped.
Nice. Yep. So, in terms of video games were actually the main thing I was focusing on the entire time I was not podcasting. Like, that was the main thing that I focused on. I actually only picked up anime as like a regular thing again very recently, like this season, which I'll get to.
Mm-hmm.
But I played quite a few video games. Played Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That was a fun time. Really enjoyed that game.
Yes.
Let's see. I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, a shitload of Smash Brothers. Been playing quite a bit of Smash Ultimate. Man, the recent announcement of like the most recent run of Mii fighter costumes was basically just like, let's see how many dreams we can crush in a single presentation.
Yeah.
As anybody knows, I am a huge fan of Shantae, and I've been on the Shantae for Smash train since fucking Smash 4. Now, the silver lining, outside of being a playable character, this is the next best thing, because she gets a deluxe costume with a music track, Burning Town, which is fucking iconic and an absolute banger.
It's kind of the track of Shantae of the series.
Yeah, it's been in like every game.
Was it in Seven Sirens? Because Seven Sirens had a different composer.
Oh my god, no! I don't think it was in Seven. Was it? I'm gonna have to double check that. I don't think it was in Seven Sirens. I think there was like a Burning Town-esque track in there, but like not an actual rendition of Burning Town.
Yeah, I think so, because Seven Sirens has a different composer, and I think Burning Town would have been it would have clashed with the new style, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Seven Sirens doesn't actually take place in the regular locations that Shantae normally takes place in.
That's also true.
Yeah, you're in a completely different. You're on a completely different island. You're away from Sequin Land, so.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, played a lot of Smash Ultimate. Played a surprising amount of Minecraft while I was stuck in that cabin. Because it was one of the only games I had that Sama also had on their Switch that we could actually play together. So I just got used to playing Minecraft for a while.
Yeah, although I hear people have issues with the Switch port of Minecraft, apparently.
What have you heard? Because I'm not familiar.
Bad performance and updates coming much later.
I've not experienced that, actually. Performance is basically a locked 60 FPS from what I've played.
I don't know. Maybe people are just doing like some extreme fucking shit in Minecraft, and it's some really elaborate constructions that are slowing it down. Maybe.
Yeah, and Minecraft Switch is still the bedrock version that all the others are based on. So like, it should be getting updated like day and date with the other versions. I would have to look that up. So like, I'm a little confused about that. But I've been enjoying. But I enjoyed that. Haven't been playing it as much lately.
Yeah.
I got a gaming laptop.
Right. Yeah, that's a newish development.
Yeah. I've been welcomed into the PC Gaming Master Race, which is very nice. Got quite a few games on PC now. Have played quite a few.
Yes.
I got about 10 hours into Doom Eternal, but then it got like. My problem with Doom Eternal isn't that, like, it's a bad game or anything, but my problem is I went into it immediately after beating Doom 2016, and I think I just burned myself out on Modern Doom.
Yeah.
By complete freaking accident.
Yeah, that happens so many times where it's kind of a situation much like that TXT I made about how the first bowl of cereal makes you want a second, but the second bowl makes you wish you stopped at the first.
Yeah, I had the exact same thing happen with Doom Eternal. I got up to the Marauder, and at that point I'm just like,
oh my god, did you get filtered? You fucking
I got
casual?
filtered by the Marauder, yes.
Hey, yo, this guy got filtered!
But at least I accept that I got filtered. I don't have delusions of like, the Marauder sucks because it's different, and I'm like, no, it's just get good, scrub.
Well, acceptance is the first step to admitting you have a problem.
Exactly. I've been playing some Psychonauts, slowly going through Psychonauts. It's one of those games where I gotta be in a particular mood for it. I've actually been in much more of like a shooter and like sandbox game mood lately, which is why I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Man, I have never heard the N-word dropped so many times in a game.
Yep.
Is there a game that has? Is there a game that where there's like a record for the amount of N-words dropped in it? Because I'm pretty sure GTA 5 is near the top.
I don't know, but I would love an academic study to be done for that.
Yeah, it's funny because all of the I can't quote GTA 5 because all the scenes have the N-word.
I mean, we do what the fuck we want here.
I don't have an N-word pass. I can't.
It's okay, Kevin. No one watches us, so
I'm still going to play it safe. But
I can't wait to get canceled for something I said 30 episodes ago or whatever.
God, fucking reminds me of a Michael Reeves video I saw recently where he made a Trigger Me Elmo doll.
Yeah, that's an older video, but yeah.
Yeah, I got introduced through a couple of mutual friends me and Zeke have to Michael Reeves, and I saw the Trigger Me Elmo video. What is this? A Tickle Me Elmo? No, it's Trigger Me Elmo. Your teacher said you dropped the N-bomb 6 times a day in class. We gotta teach you some racial tolerance.
Yeah. To be fair, Michael Reeves posts videos like 4 times a year, so yeah. I mean, time is an irrelevant concept.
But yeah, playing GTA 5 lately, and occasionally going back to Psychonauts to, you know, kind of muscle my way through that game. Psychonauts isn't a long game, but like it's an incredibly story-heavy game for a platformer.
Yes.
Like, it is shockingly very story-heavy for a platformer.
Yeah.
Like that was something that kind of blindsided me. It's like, oh, okay, this demands more of my attention than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, because you got to remember the circumstances behind its creation were that it was a bunch of ex-adventure game people. So Psychonauts exists as a weird, at least the first game, I don't know if the second will follow suit as hard, but at least the first game is sort of a crossbreed between a 3D platformer and a more traditional adventure game.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that particular vibe from it. That said, I really do enjoy the game. The gameplay is really freaking good. Didn't take me as long to adjust to the control scheme as I thought I would. It is a little bit floatier, but like compared to a lot of other platformers I'm used to, like Mario 64 or A Hat in Time.
Yeah.
But it still feels really good to control, and it doesn't take a whole lot to it doesn't actually take a whole lot to you know, get used to it and learn how to do precision platforming. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, no.
Yeah. I'm people have a weird aversion to floatiness, which I don't really like. Everybody has always complained about a series I really like, Little Big Planet, for its floatier controls. I'm just like, well, just why don't you just get used to them?
Yeah, as long as you can still do precise precision platforming and it doesn't actually fuck you up that bad, floatiness isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's more so just a stylistic choice. Yeah,
here's the thing, is that like as long as what kills a platformer is being inconsistent, and as long as it's consistent and the character does the same thing when you put in the same inputs, and there's no real surprises in that regard, then you can adjust to anything.
Exactly. That's actually one of the reasons why I really liked the way A Hat in Time controlled. The way that you have like the jump, the double jump, and the dash actually gives you a lot of freedom to make incredibly precise movements.
Yeah.
It's all about just getting used to the controls and learning how to manage them. A Hat in Time is kind of the same thing, but with like a floatier control scheme, which isn't a bad thing. It just means you have more airtime.
Yeah.
you know, your ascent isn't quite as dramatic, and you kind of fall a little bit slower. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Psychonauts is good. I've bought a few games, like quite a few games, over the last year, because like there was the Lunar New Year sale on Steam.
Yeah.
Where I got, let me think, I got Yakuza 0, which I played a good chunk of. Got Yakuza 0. I'll get to the other games that I got, but Yakuza 0, oh man. That's a franchise that I'm definitely going to return to that, but that's the kind of franchise where it is designed to sidetrack the player as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
God, getting into that game was really fun, but then I realized I have barely scratched the surface of the story, and I'm 10 hours in. Oh no.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I'm going to put that aside and do some other shit.
I'm pretty good at focusing in that regard. Like I do some of the side shit in Yakuza games, but I don't like go full ham with like the mini games or whatever.
I ended up playing a lot of like karaoke bar stuff, doing a lot of side missions. The side missions creep up on you, like they just kind of happen.
Yes, they're designed to. A lot of them are designed to do that. Just when you're wandering around and you hit certain flags.
Yeah, and I just ended up doing all of them.
Yeah. You walk 10 feet and some guy's like, I really want to propose to the woman in the convenience store, but I don't have good enough shoes. Somebody needs to get me better shoes, or some bullshit.
I do really like Yakuza 0 though. One thing I've been doing a lot, and by a lot I mean I have over 100 hours in this now since I got it. I'm into Halo now.
Yeah.
I've noticed so much fucking Halo.
I've noticed every other time I look at your Discord status, it's playing Halo.
Yeah, me and another friend of mine, Saradin. Me and him have been playing so much fucking Halo lately. He's way better than me, but then again, he's been playing Halo since 2007. Meanwhile, I'm a noob.
Yep.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just need to get good. And mind you, most of it's been the multiplayer. Of the campaigns, I've only completed Halo 1 and 2.
Yeah, me too.
But I do plan on starting up Halo 3 pretty soon.
I would have gotten to Halo 3 by now, but I have to play on my brother's Xbox, and it's always being used for some shit.
Right. I want to finish Psychonauts before I get into Halo 3, because if I get into Halo 3, I'm never finishing Psychonauts.
Yeah.
And I want to finish Psychonauts. But I've been having a wonderful time with Halo. I'm loving this franchise. I really am. I think my favorite Halo multiplayer is probably Halo 4. With Halo... Oh, God. I can't decide if I prefer, like, Halo 2 or Halo 3 as, like, a second place.
Yeah.
Because, like, Halo 3 is slower, but it's better balanced. Sorry, Halo 3 is slower, but, like, a little bit better balanced. And Halo 3 has a pretty solid big team. But Halo 2 is a faster game that has... Halo 2 is a faster game, but its balancing is shit. I'm gonna be realistic. The balancing sucks ass. But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I'm probably gonna get friggin'... If anybody ends up watching this episode, I'm probably gonna get people saying, well, actually... But I doubt it. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Halo.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I can... Oh, and I finished Super Hot. I got Super...
I've heard that's one of the most innovative shooters in years.
It's one of the most innovative shooters I played in years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the saying goes, yes. Yeah, it's about all I can really think of off the top of my head. There are like a friggin' dozen other games I've picked up and then just kind of petered off of, but generally speaking, those are the games that I've mainly been playing over the last few years. God, it hurts having to say that.
Yeah.
The past 2 years. Jesus, it's been that long.
Yep. Yep.
Fuck. I hate it. I hate it here. As for anime, yeah, haven't really done much of that at all. I watched season 2 of ReZero. Yep. And I watched Nagin.
Did you actually finish that? I don't remember.
I believe I did. Yeah. Season 2 of ReZero. I watched Nagino Asakara.
That's true. That was so long ago now. I forgot about that.
I know. What the fuck? It was like a year ago. The way I watched.
Right. Yeah.
God,
yeah,
I watched.
You download that on. You did the download on mobile Netflix while you were homeless. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, on my phone, laying on a shitty couch, watching this on. Jeez.
The true homeless experience.
Yeah, I had to go out into the city just so I had enough of a data connection to download a few episodes at a time. I
remember that it was the struggle. You'd be like, oh man, I wish I could do this, but I gotta wait till I can go in the city to download shit.
It was the very definition of the term struggle. It was so bad. God, I'm so glad that I'm beyond that now. Hey, look, it's consistent data connection. Hey, look, internet. Hey, look, a bed.
That is still so weird to me that the place you were staying, that cabin behind the church or whatever, like there was just no data connection at all. That's so weird to me.
It was like the one dead area in the entire town. Jeez.
Yeah.
Literally the middle of nowhere. Ay, jeez. But yeah, there was that. This season, I'm currently focusing on 2 shows primarily. I watched all of. One thing. Okay, there are a few other anime I've watched. I watched all of Demon Slayer finally.
Oh yeah.
And I watched Mugen Train in theaters, which I actually did a podcast a few months ago, back in April, over on Cube the Third's channel. Go check out the Otaku Midnight spoiler cast for Demon Slayer Mugen Train. That's a fun one.
Yep, watch it with your eyeballs.
Yeah, Mugen Train's a really good movie.
Yeah.
God. And that was a fun theater experience. I was actually kind of scared for a while there. You know me, I love going to the theater. And I was scared.
You're like the anti-me in that regard. I actually have a whole video about how much I don't like going to movie theaters.
Yeah, and because of the entire pandemic thing, I was kind of scared that I would never be able to go to a theater again, because it's like, all of them are going to shut down, but...
I was elated at the possibility, but unfortunately reality had other plans.
Hey, HBO Max is there for you.
That it is.
Yeah, just in case you want to watch Space Jam at home.
Yeah, all we need now is better movies, is the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the shit they've done simultaneous releases on has been garbage. Like, Wonder Woman 1984 was apparently trash.
Go figure. But, yeah, watch Demon Slayer Mugen Train in theaters. That was a fun theater experience. I was scared for a while that theaters would just, like, die, but thankfully they seem to have survived in some capacity.
They're like cockroaches, you just can't get rid of them.
It would be weird for me to say, yeah, the last movie I ever saw in a theater was Sonic the Hedgehog.
On the other hand, incredibly based.
Incredibly based, yeah. It's an alright movie. It's pretty good. It's enjoyable.
Based and Sega-pilled.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is looking really good. They got Idris Elba to play Knuckles.
Bizarre.
God.
What a timeline.
And,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who that is, but everyone seems very excited about it.
And one of the And the lead singer for Crush 40 is implying that Crush 40 might be doing music for the second Sonic movie?
Damn.
Yes? Thank you? Can I have that, please? God. Dude, if the friggin' climax of that movie has Live and Learn blasting in the background, I'm gonna shit my pants. God. I'm a fucking nut.
See, that's more of a reason to watch the film at home if you're expecting a pants shitting. Yeah, pros of watching movies at home: you can shit your pants and no one will notice.
Nobody will know, but you and your pants.
Yep.
But
top 10 sentences I didn't think I'd say today.
In November, coming up later this year, Fathom Events and G Kids are going to be doing their yearly Studio Ghibli Ghibli Fest, which they do limited releases of Studio Ghibli movies, like one movie per month for like 4 months straight.
Yeah.
In November, they're going to be doing a limited release of Castle in the Sky, which I frickin' adore Castle in the Sky, so yeah, I'll go see that in theater. Yes, I could watch it on HBO Max, but, theater. Speaking of which, yeah, I have HBO Max.
Yep. Me too.
You're leeching off of me. It's my it's my frickin' account.
I just want to enjoy. I just want to add to the excitement.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair.
You know, like one of those guys on Twitter that no matter what you tweet, they're like, "This guy's spitting straight facts."
Yeah,
you know,
before
miss
I get
just
into,
once,
like,
Kevin. Miss just once.
Before I get into like normie movies I've seen recently, which I've seen a few.
Yeah.
I did. Sorry, I am currently watching 2 anime this season, and I watched 1 anime last season. Last season I watched Don't Tease Me Nagatoro, which I read a very large chunk of the manga. I read up to, I believe, where the anime covered about 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
The anime is a really good adaptation. There are a couple of moments that play a bit better in the manga. There are a few moments that play way better in the anime. Generally speaking, I think it's a really good adaptation, and I love that show.
I also watched it. It's all right.
One thing that I really like about the Nagatoro series is the way that the relationship between Nagatoro and her senpai actually does noticeably develop over time, and I like actually the kind of subtle way that they showcase that. Even as far as like 2 or 3 episodes in, you can see Nagatoro kind of changing the way that she teases her senpai. Because episode 1, she makes him cry and she thinks that's hilarious. But
episode one is a hard filter for some people.
It is. Get good. But
yeah, I don't even love the series that much, but people who get filtered by the first episode of Nagatoro are weak and will be cold.
They will not survive the winter.
Exactly.
Yeah, the first episode is a lot harsher than the rest of the show, but we kind of need it as a baseline for how the relationship between these two actually develops.
It's a good pilot chapter. And
even as soon as like episode 2 or 3, Nagatoro gets to the point where it's like senpai almost starts crying and she's like, "Oh, I'll back off. Sorry." And then she just reroutes to teasing him about something else to get him to, react the way that she actually wanted.
I do enjoy the later parts of the show where he grows a spine and starts like calling the bluff, as it were.
That's my favorite part. Just Nagatoro's intent is to get her senpai to be more assertive and to actually stand up for himself, because she sees him as she genuinely does like him, but she wants him to be better, and she wants him to actually, stand up for himself and not be such a wimp. And watching that slow development throughout the show is honestly really engaging to me. I really enjoyed watching that unfold. I think it honestly comes through a little bit better in the anime. And a lot of that is down to the vocal performances.
Yeah.
Sumire Uekawa is the voice of Nagatoro, and she is top tier, fantastic casting for that character. Could not have asked for a better actress. God. She friggin' nails every element of Nagatoro's character, basically the way I kind of imagined it in the manga, and it was so nice to actually see that. See just a lot of my favorite moments from the manga done justice in the anime. Super fun anime. This season, though, I've been watching 2 shows. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S, The Return of Kyoto Animation, Return of the Goat, and oh god, what's the friggin' English? The full English name escapes me, but I just call it Jahi-sama.
Yeah.
Jahi-sama's fun, but early episodes and chapters are kind of the are kind of just like an embarrassment conga line for poor Jahi.
Right.
I understand it does get better later. I only read about 2 episodes worth of material in the manga before the anime actually came out, so I don't know how it gets later. But early episodes are definitely just Jahi trying her best, and her best is not enough, so then she cries. But a lot of it is down to like karmic punishment because she was a dick in the Dark Realm.
Yeah.
She was just a massive fucking masochistic bitch in the Dark Realm, and a lot of that is now biting her in the ass. It's a fun... It's enjoyable, though this week's episode got preempted by goddamn golf.
Yeah.
God, I gotta wait another week. Shit.
If it makes you feel any better, this week's Eden Zero got pushed back because of, I think it's the fucking Save the Earth fucking campaign thing. You know that, whatever that is.
Okay, on one hand, I understand, save the environment.
I also like the planet.
But also, fuck you, let me watch my goddamn anime.
I'll let you in on a secret. This is my favorite planet. It's easily in the top 1 planets I've lived on.
One. The one.
Yeah, if I had to pick any planet to live on, probably this one.
Yeah, you only got one.
Yep.
But Dragon Maid S, oh my god. That
For
has...
now, Elon Musk intensifies.
That said, Dragon Maid S, oh my god. Every single episode has been so goddamn good. After everything that happened with Kyoto Animation a couple of years ago with the arson attack or whatever, it is so satisfying to see them back in top form. God.
That thing where dozens died or whatever. Whatever.
No, that's not, bruh.
I know. It's just the or whatever caught me off guard. I'm like, okay.
But like,
I'm the one that made a video the day of being like, this is stupid and it delayed my anime. And you're the one going like, whatever.
But like, it's so nice after everything that happened with Kyoto Animation, seeing them back in top form.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, this season has been nothing but banger episode after banger episode, man. It's so friggin' satisfying.
I will take your word for it. I'm still waiting for them to do something I give a shit about.
Dragon Maid good, man. Watch Dragon Maid. Come on.
Maybe I'll do that after I fucking shoot myself first.
But then you won't be able to watch Dragon Maid.
That's the joke.
Haha.
Oh. Yeah, they haven't. I don't like being a Debbie Downer because clearly I am the unpopular opinion in the room.
You the minority,
as usual,
though.
As the usual, but they have not done anything I care about since like the fucking Chunibyo movie, which I still haven't actually seen. So before that, Chunibyo season 2.
Watch Haruhi Suzumiya.
That was before that, Kevin.
I know. Watch Haruhi Suzumiya.
Maybe if I lose this year's Game Awards bet.
Well, I'm already trying to get you to watch Made in Abyss.
That's true. That's true. You gotta. To be fair, though, I'll probably end up watching that on my own closer to when season 2 is about to start.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that starts Is that next year?
Next year.
Next year, okay.
Yep, it's next year. Next year. I was actually going to do a thing where I'm like looking at the fall season and saying what I'm about to watch. I don't know if that show has a season announced yet. I don't. Probably in the first half, I'd imagine.
Main Abyss?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that... Yeah, I think we only know it's going to premiere next year. I think it's spring next year? I'd have to check.
Probably. It tastes like spring.
Spring.
It's like sticking an Irish Spring deodorant in your mouth. That makes the show sound less appealing than it probably is.
It's really good, though. Do highly recommend. Then again, people have been highly recommending Made in Abyss to you for a few years now, so...
Most of them named Kevin.
Mostly me.
Well, I probably would have watched it as it aired if it wasn't on fucking Anime Strike.
Fucking Anime Strike, oh my god.
During a time when I could have, because no, actually I couldn't have, because normal Prime membership didn't get you Anime Strike at the time. Now you can watch whatever you want on there with a normal Prime membership, and now you can, but before you couldn't. That's why
Amazon making anime viewing like a separate thing from a Prime membership was so fucking stupid, and I'm glad they stopped.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest fucking thing they ever could have done to get into the anime business.
Yep.
But now they're actually, doing it the right way and making it part of their regular service, like sane people. But yeah, Dragon Maid S has been really good. There's a new character this season, Ilulu. And so, like, going in, I was like, it's Dragon Maid, it's already a really well-written series, and I was already pretty sure I was going to like Ilulu pretty well. I was kind of convinced. She's my favorite character now. She is, like, outstripped Kana and Elma and every other character in that show.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Oh, God. Yeah, Ilulu is my favorite character in Dragon Maid now. I love her so goddamn much. Next week is another Ilulu episode. Thank the good Lord above. Can't wait. And yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for anime for the last 2 years, and also this season.
I have cut the fat.
In what regard?
I'm watching less anime now, and I'm reading more manga and playing more video games.
That's probably good.
I've decided that I've had enough of these fucking 5 out of 10 shows I don't need to be wasting my time with. I need to be more selective. I can't believe we've gone so long without even mentioning this, but I have a job now.
You do?
Yeah.
Hooray,
so that takes
income!
It's not a ton of time. It's not a ton of hours, but like it's something. It's an adjustment for me because I've never had a regular. I've had a lot of temporary jobs, and I've had a lot of off jobs that maybe last a week or two, or done on a very inconsistent basis. But I've never had like a very consistent. I work from these hours on these days before. So it's not a lot of hours, but it's an adjustment for me.
How long until we get to the Zeke Freak tries to buy a PS5 arc?
So I'm waiting on. So I was not eligible for any of the government stimulus checks because I am a what's the word? Adult dependent. And the adult technically for the later ones, there was money given out for adult dependents, but not to adult dependents, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The money actually goes to whoever claims that person on their taxes. So it went to my parents, and they just kept it. But
meanwhile, I got all the stimulus checks.
Yeah, nice. I mean, hard to brag when you were literally homeless, but whatever.
It was something, okay?
I know, it was help, and that was yeah. Anyway though, my tribe though, for those who don't know, I'm a member of the Chippewa tribe, which is a Native American tribe from northern Michigan and the surrounding areas. Not visibly so. You wouldn't know it by looking at me. Like, I'm... what's the... I'm not a high percent. I'm like something like 15% Chippewa Indian.
This boy white passing.
I know. I don't like bringing it up because I don't feel it's been such a minuscule part of my life. You know, like my grandfather's on the council of elders or whatever. Or he was. I don't think he is anymore. Yeah. Because he's like 80. He's like 81 years old and probably couldn't give a shit less. But he was for a while, and so like. It was a big thing for like my grandparents and a little bit for my parents, but by the time you get to me, and especially since my whole life I've moved out of that area, I moved out of that area when I was like 11. Yeah. So, and a lot of benefits and things only really apply if you live in a certain distance from the area. Like for example, I can fish anywhere I want in the state of Michigan without a license, which is a weird perk to have. And I really want to make use of that someday and fish somewhere people normally aren't allowed to, and then I can just some very bored beat cop is going to be like, "Hey, you can't fish here," and I whip out my fucking Indian member card and being like, excuse me, why don't you check your privilege?" I really cannot wait until the day I can fish where I'm not allowed, where people aren't supposed to.
Like that fucking Amazing World of Gumball clip where he's like, maybe you should check your privilege.
Yeah. Knock his ass straight into Lake Michigan.
Just had on like the Vine Boom sound effect.
Yeah, yep. It's gonna be fantastic. I cannot wait to take advantage of that someday. I'm gonna do it. I'm probably gonna film it. And then there's other weird things, like if you live within a certain distance of the tribe, you get like 19 cents off every gallon of gas or something. There's other benefits, but like, so anyway, they're doing their own stimulus thing, which is not a government. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but like it's not like a government taxable sort of situation. So it doesn't have all the same regulations. I submitted my application. They sent me an application for that, and I sent it back and. I checked it was literally just a series of checklists being like, how has the pandemic affected you? Please check all that apply. So I didn't have to, I was worried I was going to have to write an essay, I was worried I was going to have to convince them, through, articulate speech or whatever, but it was literally just check boxes. And I checked most of the boxes, so I should be getting the money, which is $2,000. And I sent that probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they said it would take like 6 to 8 weeks to be processed and apply. Yeah. So hopefully I should get that at some point, probably next month, I'd imagine. I'm probably going to call at some point and be like, hey, just to make sure because the application has a deadline by the end of September or whatever. Yeah. And I should probably call before and just make sure that they did receive it. But anyway, if that comes, then that's the easiest method to getting a PS5. Wait, that's what this diatribe was about. A PS5, that's right. Look, I've been setting it up for like 10 minutes. Okay, so
Z, how are you gonna get a PS5? Well, you see, I'm 15% Chippewa.
Look, it just happens. That's how conversations go. There was context that needed to be established.
We went on there.
Is the guy getting a PS5? Well, I want to fish where people aren't allowed to fish. Gone fishing. Anyway, but yeah. So that would be the easiest method, of course, especially if I want to get one from a local scalper, which might be what happens, because maybe I don't want to deal with, setting up a telegram and getting a notification that I have to respond to within 0.45 seconds to beat the bots or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe and some of the local scalpers have had like surprisingly generous deals to the point where I'm like, man, are you even making a profit on the shit you're turning?
Yeah, wasn't there that one guy that was asking like $650 for a brand new PS5 with like 5 games or something?
Yeah, $700, and it was literally like disc version PS5 with like an extra controller and like a controller dock and like 5 like brand new games. And I'm like, man, if I'm doing my math right, I don't know if that's actually a win for you. I feel like that feels like $700 is probably less than I probably would pay at retail for that if I was able to.
If I'm mathing in my head right, that should be closer to like $800-900. Jeez.
Yeah. So like maybe we've got some dumb scalpers. I don't know, and there's been a few. I think that one's gone, but there's been a few like that. So maybe I'll hit up a local scalper, especially since in my mind, like one thing I think some people don't take into account is the sales tax, which I fucking hate that there's sales tax on online purchases now. Thanks whoever in the Ohio government made that decision like 5 years ago or whatever.
Thanks, I hate it.
It sucks because I used to. It's not an issue now because I've had a debit card forever. But at the time, I used to buy a lot of like $20 PSN cards or whatever, and $20 was $20. But because of the sales tax now on online purchases, your $20 gift card, you can't buy a $20 game with it because it'll be like 2007 or something.
Yeah.
Or 2107 or some bullshit. So it's the stupidest shit. Also, I live in an area that's like right between two different counties, and for some reason different online stores get confused about what county I live in, and this is relevant because the county I actually live in has a sales tax of 6.5%, but the county next over has a sales tax of 8%. So sometimes for no reason I'm paying extra tax because their fucking automated system thinks I live in the next county over.
Yeah, I think Steam still thinks I live in Arizona. I don't.
You can probably correct that.
Yeah, I've been trying to, but it's a pain in the ass.
What can I say? You just look like an Arizonan.
That doesn't make me feel good.
You've got very Arizonan vibes.
Yes, you seem like the kind of person who would deliberately go out without a mask in order to keep the pandemic going.
You seem like the kind of person who's seen a street sign melt before your eyes.
Okay, but like I've literally lived in places so goddamn hot that you could cook an egg on the sidewalk. Jeez.
That's true. Although I seem to remember you actually complaining more about the heat when you lived in California than when you lived in Arizona. But maybe that's just selective memory.
Well, in California I had shittier AC.
Yeah.
Not so much in Arizona. Oh god, but that does remind me, oh my god, earlier this year was a fucking hellish ice storm. Oh my god.
Right.
Knocked out power in my house for like, oh god, I think it was like 5-6 days. It was weird.
Yeah, it didn't really hit Ohio. I remember seeing everyone freak out about that on Twitter. I'm like, man, it's nice and sunny out.
Dude, it was bad over here in Kentucky, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a map, and it was like a big cone shape, and like it just missed my area by like 50 miles or something. Like it was a big cone that swept the nation, and it kind of swept. It was like a big sword that just pierced through Texas and hit everything up top along the way.
Yeah, go figure. We move up here, and the first thing Ash is like, I want a white Christmas, and it just feels like God is like, are you sure?
You're gonna get a white June, is what you're gonna get.
God, the snow lasted for so long. Oh my God! Right when we think we're out of the blue, right when we think we're out of it, it just gets worse.
Climate change is a hell of a thing. For me, I've noticed...
We were still getting snow in March.
For me, I've noticed that it happens in very gradual... I've noticed gradual changes over the years. Like, I've noticed that our hot season has been pushed later and later. For example, like, in mid-June, it's actually not that hot here. I mean, it's hot enough that I bust out the AC. Right. Because my room is so poorly fucking ventilated. But that's more to do with stuffiness than pure heat. But... it's not that hot in mid-June, and we have a lot of weirdly cool days. Even now, we have a lot of weirdly cool days. And then, weirdly, our hot season has kind of been pushed into September, early October. It's very weird. And, like, just the weather, like, in this part of Ohio, like, the weather is already stupid and unpredictable. Even throughout all of high school, I remember that there were just days where it would just, in the span of a week, it would rain, it would hail, it would be perfectly sunny and really hot, and then it would get really cold and start snowing. Like, it's a very weird region.
Just like completely inconsistent.
Yeah, but I've I'm going to tell younger generations about this, where, I've seen how climate change has affected my local climate gradually over the past decade or so.
Yeah.
And there will probably be more to come.
It's less noticeable over in, like, California and Arizona because, summer is summer and hot is hot.
Well, yeah, because fucking California is the same weather literally all the time.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is whether people are dying of thirst or dying of wildfires.
Pretty much. Yeah, we don't get snow over there.
Anyway, when I get that check... yeah, or
Please
when
remember, this was all about the PS5 from the beginning.
Yeah, we get side. This is the tangent show, if you recall. It's been that way for a long time.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Exactly. But yeah, so either I'm waiting for that, or if I just save enough from the job. But like, I spend a little when I get my paycheck, so that might take a little bit because I'm not making a ton, but I'm making a bit, So yeah, soon. I was really hoping it was not a high chance. It was a very low chance. That's the opposite of a high chance. That I would have one by the time Psychonauts 2 came out, because on PS5 it's 1440p at 60 FPS, which is those are numbers I like. Those sound like good numbers. But no, I'm gonna have to play it on my PS4.
It'll look good on your 4K monitor.
That's the other thing, is that I got a 4K monitor for Christmas, and I still don't have a device that actually outputs in 4K. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's also a monitor and not a TV, so it doesn't have any speakers.
Yeah, but I just use headphones for everything, so it's fine. Yeah, I prefer that.
It just reminds me of when you were complaining about how, like, there's no way for you to listen to the audio of Disgaea 6 while it's docked. And I was just like, why don't you use the speakers why don't you use the speakers? And you're like, it's a monitor, it doesn't have speakers. And I'm like, why the fuck are you playing your Switch on a monitor and not a TV?
Because, Kevin, here's the thing, is because this is the rant that's been coming.
It has been.
Is that there's no fucking functional distinction between a monitor and a TV anymore. There used to be, when they had completely different inputs, but now everything is fucking HDMI. There's literally no fucking... It's the same shit. It's just one sometimes has speakers and one always has speakers. But here's the thing, is that for whatever reason, TVs get like a weird markup if you call them TVs.
To be fair, they're bigger, and they often have more I/O.
They're not always bigger.
Okay,
though,
don't shout at me. Don't shout. Whoa, okay.
I'm just getting like, what's the word? Invested in this conversation. I'm invested. It's engagement.
I just think it's fucking funny how you were like, no, it doesn't.
Why don't you take it and shove it up? Oh, well, it's not always. Sometimes TVs are small and sometimes monitors are big.
God, that just freaking gear shift caught me off guard.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I'm sorry, I confused you with a random Redditor who had a different opinion than me.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, wait, no, Kevin is shaped like friend.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And I got my monitor is 31.5 inches, not 32, 31.5.
Right.
I like making that distinction. They called it a 32 on the Amazon thing, but according to the manual, it's 31.5. And I've measured it myself, and it actually is 31.5 inches. Anyway, so that's a pretty big monitor. And there are definitely TVs smaller than that. My old TV, which is right in front of me, I put it on my desk, is a 26-inch Vizio. So, like, there's smaller TVs and bigger monitors, which, again, feeds into my argument that they're the same fucking thing, and it's really just a fucking arbitrary distinction most of the time. But part of the reason people have this distinction is because the pricing is different. TVs, regardless, usually, well, not always, it's a factor, but like of equivalent size, we'll say. TVs of equivalent size to monitors usually have a weird markup. So I prefer to buy monitors because they're usually cheaper. For example, my 4K monitor, which is 31.5 inches, of course, was I got it on sale for $300, which is a really good deal. But an equivalent TV would have been like at least $500. So, that's why. What?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of you going like 31.5-inch monitor. I'm just thinking, that reminds me of my laptop with a 144 hertz display and an RGB keyboard.
I would literally kill you for your RGB keyboard. I just want you to know that. I tell my brother that all the time. My brother has a backlit keyboard, and I'm like, I would fucking kill a man for his backlit keyboard.
It is.
It's not fair, Kevin.
It's not.
I'm the writer. Why don't I get a backlit keyboard? What are you using your fucking keyboard for? Just fucking Google search, look up porn.
The funny thing is, me getting an RGB keyboard in this laptop was a fucking coincidence, because the laptop I was looking at didn't even have RGB. It was just like a regular ass red backlight. But
that's what my brother has. But I'd take that. I like red. One of my favorite colors. Easily in my top 3 colors.
Yeah, but like, I only managed to get RGB because, like, by the time I got my stimulus check, like, I had a kind of a hard limit of around $800 for a laptop, and all of the other laptops that I could have gotten ended up either shooting up in price or going out of stock. But then there was this one that just so happened to have RGB, and I'm like, fuck it, okay. Guess I'm getting the real gamer's laptop.
Yeah, also,
with a fucking high refresh rate display and an RGB keyboard, Jesus.
Yeah. Also, if I'm writing Drex, what fucking color do you think I'm setting my backlight to?
It's a good point. Yeah.
Man, I want a backlit keyboard. That's the next saga.
Haha.
Getting a backlit keyboard at some point.
Haha, RGB keyboard go vroom, vroom, vroom.
I know! It's not fair! I'm the one who writes in the dark!
Yeah, maybe I can get a better laptop and just give this to you. I don't fucking know. We'll see.
If God is real, I hate him.
I'll let him know.
Yep. On that. Yep. It's some people have deep, complex personal reasons for despising God. Me, I just don't have a backlit keyboard.
It's all it comes down to. Fuck you, God. Give me a good laptop, motherfucker.
It's kind of like the fucking, what's it called? It's like that trope of the guy who didn't get the train set he wanted for Christmas, so he grows up hating Christmas. Was that the backstory of the executive in fucking Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, that was it. Yeah.
Yep. There's no bigger cultural touchstone for our generation than Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
But that does remind me of alternate universe Doofenshmirtz's backstory in Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension, where it's like, one time I had a toy train and then I lost it. That's it.
That's it? My parents didn't even show up to my own birth.
God.
I just love how Doofenshmirtz tells alternate Doofenshmirtz to check his privilege. It's great.
Check your fucking orphan privilege, motherfucker. Goddamn.
That is really fucking funny that the more successful Doofenshmirtz has the shittier backstory.
I fucking love Phineas and Ferb, man. But yeah, oh god. Anyway, I was gonna mention normie movies because I've seen a few.
What's the normiest movie you've ever seen?
The single most normie movie I've ever seen. God. You gotta understand, I've seen a lot of movies. Fuck, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know how to answer that.
I've ever seen, and it's I forget what year it came out, I think 2010. It was the 2010 romantic comedy Valentine's Day that I saw on the plane over to Hawaii.
Oh god.
That's the one that's like, in lieu of a compelling narrative, they just throw more celebrities at a script.
Oh, what I think the closest movie I've seen to watching something like that is like, oh god, what was like, oh god, What Women Want, or like 10 Things I Hate About. What are those fucking things? Jeez.
10 Things You Hate About Women?
No.
if you merge them together, that's what the title would be.
Cancelled. This isn't progressive.
Welcome to the Baka Gaijin Show. We are notorious haters of women.
I mean, with how little we've actually had women on this show.
We did have that one episode where we had like three or four of them on at the same time.
We did. That was great.
Yeah, so nobody is legally allowed to call us sexist anymore. We've proven that we're not. Well, okay. Here's the real situation, Kevin. Here's how it is that we just have less friends in general now. So
the friend groups have definitely shrunken.
Yeah, we back in the day we had a great mix of people to bring on as guests, but our podcast guest list has grown short in both and also all genders. So, if you think about it, we're the ones being discriminated against.
Moving on.
I feel entitled to podcast guests.
Jeez.
I'm about to turn into like a weird incel, but for people being on a podcast. That's a funny mental picture.
But yeah, I watched...
I'm on a podcast and debate me, bro.
I watched the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. I can tell you had a lot of fun because I don't remember you saying anything about it. This is literally the first I'm hearing about this.
I've mentioned it on Twitter a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't follow you on Twitter.
Yes, you do. Fucker.
Oh, I very rarely glance at your Twitter.
You go there every day to retweet shit. What the fuck?
I feel like there's no record of proof that could exist about this.
I can literally go down my notifications. You will not win. Yeah, saw the new Mortal Kombat. That's a fun movie. Interestingly, even though it's an R-rated Mortal Kombat movie, which is what everyone's been wanting,
yeah,
90s movie is still better.
Sometimes it's not about the violence.
It's about the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the 95 movie got soul. It do.
Yeah.
I also watched the new Space Jam, which is so fucking bad. Go watch it.
This sucks. I recommend it.
No, but seriously, friggin' Schaefer Ellis did a review of it, and his review ended with him saying 3 out of 10, go watch it. I'm in the same boat, man.
Yeah.
It is really bad, it is really corny, it is super dumb. But I can't say I hated it. I can't say I was bored, I was actually very entertained the entire way through.
The brain seeks novel experiences, not necessarily good ones.
Exactly, and
that's why people huff paint fumes.
To be fair, there are very few movies I've seen that are quite like Space Jam 2.
Go watch Space Jam: A New Legacy. It's the cinematic equivalent of huffing paint fumes.
Fuck, that's actually a really apt comparison. What the fuck?
That might be the title.
Making a note of that. Oh, jeez. Alright. I think we're good for the first segment.
Yeah. Alright. We'll see you in a bit on the Baka Gaijin Show.
Alright. See ya.
Welcome back to the Baka Gaijin Show.
Hello.
You know who he is. Yes. Much like the Backstreet Boys, we are back.
Alright.
Yep. Did you see that fucking Big Time Rush is going on tour again?
Man, I don't know why you're in such a big time rush. Love that vine.
That is the leitmotif of a generation right there.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know music words.
I believe you have some things for us to talk about for a little bit.
Yes. Let's
current happenings.
Yes. Well, I wanted to say that we got sidetracked, but I was talking about how I was cutting the fat, like a butcher, but with anime instead.
Yeah.
I'm like the butcher of anime. So I've been watching a lot less. This season I'm only watching literally like 5 things. Boku no Hero Academia 5. Eden Zero, Fumetsu no Anata A, Shaman King, of course, and Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. And as I've said, what?
Nope, just sipping my Pepsi.
Okay, Pepsi. But yeah, I've been leaning towards. I've been reading a lot more manga recently, which is something I wanted to talk about. I didn't actually watch. I've been keeping up with more Jump stuff. I caught up on a few things. I've been reading some new series as they come out. Things like Red Hood or Mutant wa Ningen no Kanajo to Kiss ga Shitai.
Gesundheit.
You're welcome. And such. I feel like I'm reading about half the magazine at this point, and I'm catching up on a few other things.
Congratulations, you are now the average Japanese reader of Jump.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if the average reader actually reads half the magazine. I'm going to be real with you.
It's probably one of those things where, like, the average Japanese reader, like, they probably have a handful of series that they keep up on, like maybe 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest is just kind of whatever. Because, like, don't they have, like, 20 series running at the same time? Or something? About. Yeah. So you're probably above average in that regard.
Yeah. I've thought about that sometimes. I'm like, is there ever going to be a point in the future where I'm literally reading all of Jump? And I've come to the conclusion that probably not, because not from lack of trying, but because Jump likes to have. I feel like there's always going to be a sports series I don't give a shit about, or there's always going to be a comedy that just doesn't do it for me. Like everyone's favorite punching bag, me and Roboco.
God, when Roboco didn't Roboco get like an anime announced or something? Because
I don't think so.
There was something going on with Roboco getting an announcement of some kind, and Anna Twitter just fucking lost their shit. Like, they got something against this series, and I'm like...
You know what I think it was? I think it's that it's the fucking table of contents drama where I think it ranked higher on the table of contents than something popular.
Oh, that. Ugh.
It was... Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was like... It was probably like listed above Sakamoto Days or something popular.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, what the fuck does everyone see in this bitch? And the especially because a big talking point is that Roboco sells really badly, but like it's still there. It's still. I mean, first of all, like gag series have lower standards for that sort of thing, but even by those standards, it sold really fucking poorly.
Yeah.
But the current head editor of Jump really likes comedy series because the era of Jump he grew up with was predominantly dominated by comedy series, so he actually really likes that and wants the magazine to have a lot of those. And apparently he really likes Roboco. So if a lot of people hate Roboco, partially because they just hate Roboco, but also because it feels like it gets editorial favoritism. I mean,
I can understand why, because you want your magazine to have a good amount of variety, so that you attract a wider variety of viewership or readership. And let's be real here, comedy series over the last couple of decades have not really been Jump's strong suit, so whether you like it or not, I think Roboco has a good place in Jump simply for being unique.
Yeah. The problem I have, well, first of all, the other thing is they claim it's not unique because it's kind of just like a Doraemon derivative. Compared
to everything else in Jump.
Yeah, but Here's my thing with, like, I like a lot of manga comedies. I recently caught up with Kanojo Kanojo, which is really fucking funny. And it ties into something. What? Go on.
No, you'll get to it. You'll get to it.
Yeah, that's another topic. Is that I've learned that I kind of prefer a lot of rom-coms in manga form because there's something about the anime medium and how it stretches out certain things for the sake of existing in the moment. And sometimes when we're dealing with comedies involving people making bad decisions and being very awkward, having to live in that moment, like, it doesn't quite get the same feeling in me. Whereas, like, in a manga, it passes by pretty quickly, and just the nature of the format allows me to to sort of absorb it at the pace at which it was intended. Whereas in anime, they kind of have to stretch that out for anthropic reasons. Believability, sense of place, that sort of thing. So that's why instead of watching Kanojo Kanojo, which is airing this season, I decided to read it instead, and I had a really good time, and I'm caught up with that now. But comedies, right? Comedy. That was the point. I like a lot of manga comedies, but the thing about Jump comedies specifically is that they often rely on that very peculiar sense of Japanese humor that I don't really enjoy. And I enjoy a lot of Japanese humor, but I'm talking about, like, normie Japanese humor. Like the Primo Kino example for me, because it's not Primo Kino for me, is the High School Family that's currently running, where the whole gag is he's going to high school, and so is his sister and his mom and his dad and their cat, and they're all in the same class. Isn't that so wacky and funny? And they're all drawn like they're from, like, old, like, 70s manga, and I'm like, it just doesn't fucking do it for me. Like, a lot of Jump comedies are like that brand.
Yeah.
I actually think High School Family is, like, the perfect example of Japanese, the flavor of Japanese comedy I don't like. It's,
Well, that's unfortunate, because I actually kind of like that kind of shit.
Well, then you should read High School Family.
Yeah, maybe I'll like it. Who knows?
Have a good time just to spite me.
I might.
This will be the wedge between us. Friendship over because of fucking High School Family. But anyway, like, I get it. It's frustrating when, like, a series you're really into, like, a lot of people were really into Phantom Seer, and it looked like it was ramping up and it was going to be an important thing in Jump, and then it just gets canceled after 30 chapters. But fucking Roboco keeps going,
still going.
So I get why that's frustrating for people.
Hey kids, do you like Roboco?
What was I talking about before we got sidetracked by Roboco? I forget.
Fucking.
I've been reading more manga. I think that was...
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
The point. Although, speaking of variety and Jump, what's interesting I've noticed is that ever since Bokuben ended, there's no harem series in Jump right now. There's a vacancy. And before unenlightened peasants come in, no, Ayakashi Triangle is not one. It's just an ecchi. It's actually a very straightforward childhood friend romance story that just happens to have ecchi in it. I really like Ayakashi Triangle.
Isn't that the one with Kentaro? Isn't that the one with that? Is that like Kentaro Yabuki's new series?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one with, like, the best fucking art in Jump right now.
It's up there. I think I'm not reading everything in Jump. Like I said, I'm reading most of it, but not everything. But I think, like, the best art week after week is probably a tie between Ibuki and Boichi, because Boichi's fucking great.
Boichi does have amazing artwork, to be fair.
Yeah.
Despite what Anna Twitter says about quote-unquote fisheye girls, like, fucking get over it. Fuck you.
First of all, that's gotten a lot better over time.
I never had an issue with it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, first, like, if that was something you didn't like, it's gotten better over time. I think his art style has shifted a bit over the Dr. Stone's run. especially if you actually read the anime smooths this over, but if you read like the first chapter of Dr. Stone, like Senku is weirdly buff for no reason, because that's just what Boichi was used to drawing.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
not sure if everyone is aware of this. Boichi used to draw porn.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I think best Arden Jump is probably a tie between Ibuki and Boichi.
But that said, even though you are trimming the fat, I'm assuming you have this open right now. The fall 2021 anime season.
I do have that open, but I wasn't ready to transition to that yet. I'm going to spoil things.
But I am.
I wanted to bitch about My Hero Academia first.
Okay, bitch about My Hero Academia, then we'll talk about the fall anime season.
Okay. I think I've I mean, I've discussed this in private with you, what's been happening with Season 5 of My Hero Academia. The rearrangements and the restructuring and the general decisions being
staff. Yeah.
Well, there's that too, but also like I don't think the animation's been that bad, but like it's like it's been good, but like the actual the way the material is being adapted. So for people who don't know, My Hero Academia since season 2 has always began the season with like a sort of fillerish recap episode to bring people up to speed. So that's been a consistent thing. So that's one episode down. But also they have a new movie coming out, the World's Mission or whatever.
World Heroes Mission, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And that takes place in and ties into the Endeavor Training Agency arc. But that takes place in the manga. So this season has adapted 3 arcs. The joint training arc at the start. And the joint training arc, I really like it. Some people don't like it as much, but I really like it because it puts a lot of spotlight on the other students. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically a skirmish between Class A and Class B, like a series of skirmish matches. Yeah. Which, coming off of World Trigger Season 2 at the time, I really liked, because it's like, oh yay, more rank battles, kind of. So,
and like, I do love his World Trigger.
Yes. But what was I going to say? Sorry, I'm very forgetful. But anyway, joint training. Some people like it, some people don't. It was also notable at the time because when Horikoshi was writing it in the manga, he was going through some health issues, so the chapters were a bit shorter at the time. So it's not a ton of material, but they kind of stretched it out a bit with. That's the thing about anime pacing, is that like you can kind of stretch things out in clever ways. Sometimes with recap, or sometimes with just little anime-only asides, you know. Yeah. So they kind of stretched that out to fill kind of the first core. And then they had another filler episode, which focuses on some of the girls, and it ties into it's like a subplot that ties into the new movie. And they even do that thing at the end where there's like, ooh, it's a villain. What's going to happen with that? I don't know. You'll have to go to the fucking theater to find that out. You know, that sort of deal. So that's another episode that the fans consider quote unquote wasted. And then there's 2 more arcs in this season, the Endeavor Training Agency arc and My Villain Academia. My Villain Academia is an arc told from the villain's point of view, and it's been massively hyped up by manga readers. Yeah. Because this is where the series, it shifts perspective, and that's always cool. And you get to see a lot more of what the villains are up to, and this is the point where like the overall tone of the manga gets darker and more, you know, a little bit more fucked up, a little bit more violent and whatnot. But because they wanted to promote this movie that takes place during the Endeavor Training Agency arc, they made the decision to do like a flash forward situation where like an event from the My Villain Academia is played first, and then they like speed up the clock and be like, they suddenly like shift up the clock to the Endeavor Training Agency arc, and then after that was over, they're like, anyway, 2 months ago this happened.
Oh man, yeah, that sounds like a friggin'. That doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, and like it's not like because of the different perspectives, it's not like it's like super jarring or anything, but it does kind of like soft spoil some things because, you know, from Deku's perspective or whatever during the Endeavor training agency arc, you hear about things on the news or whatever, or some other characters are dealing with things that happened as a result of the My Villain Academia stuff. But then now in the anime, you hear about that stuff before it actually happens, which isn't bad necessarily, because it does build a sense of intrigue, I guess, in sort of a introduces Joseph kind of way.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Maybe that's extreme, but I really wanted to make that joke. It's not that bad. I just wanted to make that joke.
Yeah, but thanks. I think I just took about like 5 psychic damage from the god.
Yeah. But anyway, so, but the problem is, because of the restructuring and the filler episodes and the stretching out of the joint training arc, now they have to cram My Villain Academia into the last 6 episodes of the season, probably 5.5, because they're going to probably end on a scene that focuses on Deku, because it's a TV show and you got to do it. So really, and if the material is just a bit too long for that, we're talking about like maybe 9 or 10 episodes worth of material that now have to be compressed into like 5.5, and it's frustrating because it didn't have to be this way. Like, this is a situation that they have manufactured as the result of these decisions, as a result of these decisions. I feel like I said that right the first time, but I want to just really make sure I put those words in the right order. They didn't because like it's just so frustrating, because you think about it like rationally, and you're like, you didn't have to do your first beginning of season recap episode. You didn't have to do a filler episode tying into the movie. You didn't have to rearrange the arcs. You could have just fucking released the movie later. How about, like, my mind is, why didn't you just release the movie like 6 weeks later?
Oh,
it's like, Kevin, that was a rhetorical question. I'm not expecting an answer from you. You are not on the My Hero Academia production committee that I know of. And if you are, we got some choice. I got some choice words for you after the show.
I don't think I am.
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty reasonable assumption. So, and then because we're getting to the more fucked up parts of the story, we're also getting into a lot of concerns about censorship and certain things just being kind of gutted of their impact. Because I don't know if you know this, but like jump standards are a lot looser than primetime television.
Yeah.
So you can get away with a lot more stuff. And My Hero goes into that direction, and people are concerned that the later parts of this anime are not going to be able to faithfully capture that impact.
Yeah, there's only so much you can actually do in a primetime slot, because if I remember correctly, My Hero Academia airs at like 6 p.m. And while that is a more lenient time slot than, say, friggin' 10 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
There's still some...
It's family programming time.
Pretty much. There's still some content regulations you have to work around. It's kind of the difference between the first 4 seasons of Digimon and Digimon Savers, aka Data Squad. Data Squad was technically meant for an older audience, but it still had to appeal to families because it was airing in primetime instead of a morning slot.
Mm-hmm.
So it still had to appeal. So it still had to adhere to roughly family-oriented programming standards. Like, they couldn't go too far. And it just sounds like there's a potential for My Hero Academia to have the exact same thing happen, where they can't go too much farther than how they're already pushing it. And hopefully that doesn't fuck it up too bad, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Yeah, but anyway, my point is that, like, I like the anime. I like it a lot, but, like, I'm noticing that because of decisions they're making now and decisions they made back then, and because I want to read the manga now, because I feel like I'm not getting as genuine an experience as I could be because of the way they're handling the material. It feels kind of slapdash. It feels like they have other goals. They have to fit within these network standards, and they got to promote their fucking movies that make them $1 bajillion. And it feels like the actual material that you come there for is kind of playing second fiddle to all these other goals. You know, and I talked to you about this privately before, but it's kind of like, it's the downside of when My Hero Academia first blew up. We thought that this was the new gold standard approach for Jump series and whatnot. This seasonal approach, as opposed to the long-running, ongoing filler hell Naruto syndrome or whatever, or whatever the fuck happened to One Piece after 400 episodes.
To be fair, it was the gold standard for a really long time, but the problem is they started
and it still kind of is, but now we're seeing the downsides of it.
Yeah, there's a large part of it is just the fact that they're doing movies at the same time, and they feel the necessity to tie the movie into the main storyline somehow, and that has to reflect in the actual show. It was really minor in season, I believe, 2 or 3, when the first movie came out. It was really minor then, because that was just relegated to a single filler episode. That was pretty minor. Funny thing though, I saw that filler episode, and then later that same day, I went to the theater and watched the movie.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, that's what they want. You're part of the problem.
I'm just saying that was just like the
This is what your theater addiction has caused. You and your fucking movies.
But like,
this is all Kevin's fault. Blame him.
But like with Two Heroes, I don't know how it is with the second movie, Heroes Rising, but with Two Heroes,
you know what's funny is I don't think there was like a filler episode for Hero. Actually, there was. It was like a training simulation mission, but the pacing of that season and what they had to adapt kind of gave them like a free slot, you know?
Right.
It kind of gave them the opportunity to do that, and it didn't really bother too many people. People were too distracted by the fact they made the Mirio Chidori, not Chi. What the fuck is his name? Chihase? Overhaul. Let's go with that. The Mirio Overhaul fight a fucking slideshow. People were too angry about that to be upset about a filler.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Ooh boy.
The funny thing is that people thought that was like a staff shortage issue or whatever, but no, actually the director was like, no, we just intended to recapture the intensity of the manga panels. And I'm like, well, you did a shit job then.
God, that reminds me of friggin' Way Up the House Husband, where they decided to make it an anime-manga. Specifically because it's like, the manga panels were so good, we just wanted to replicate the experience of reading the manga, and I'm like, at that point, just read the manga.
I love how the director was like, it was more work for us to do it this way.
God.
Like, it was more work for a lesser product. I love it.
It's so awful.
But the funny thing is that a few weeks ago, I told you I was defending on the Shaman King subreddit, because people were like, where's the Sakuga? There's not enough Sakuga. This is barely animated. And I'm like, no, it looks good. They're recapturing the dynamism of the panels, but they're doing it well. Is the thing. It's not like the Mirio Overhaul fight, which is literally a fucking slideshow where like the stills aren't even as good as the manga panels. No, like the Shaman King anime, most of the time anyway, is actually adding a lot of effects and dynamism to the to Take's manga panels, and that's a completely valid approach. But you know the difference is don't go full vomic, you know. don't go full voice comic on it, but also, you know, do it if you're gonna rely on stills, they gotta be good fucking stills.
Yeah.
You know, and it actually helps. I watched an Oceanus video about this. He was talking about his individual thoughts on each season of My Hero Academia. Subscribe to Oceanus, by the way, he's good. But he said this sequence would have worked a lot better if not only were the stills we got more dynamic and, you know, clearly had more illustrative, you know, prowess put into them, but also they had like certain elements that were animated in the background, like maybe his cape is sort of, maybe you see like sparks of debris come up, or you see his cape flowing in the wind or whatever. So just like a little bit of animation just to make it feel like alive. Because you watch that Mirio sequence and it's like completely fucking dead. Yeah. It's literally just screenshot, fade to black, screenshot, fade to black, screenshot. And it's so fucking lifeless. I get what they were going for, but man, they really fucked it up.
Shaman King is an example of how to do that kind of thing really, really well, and the Mirio versus Overhaul fight is probably the best example of how the fuck not to do it.
Yeah, because it just looked lazy. Like, people didn't get the intention. If they had done, the dynamism, or they did it better, we would have gotten the point, the intention. But because it was so haphazardly handled, people just thought they fucking ran out of budget. And you don't, like, the audience's reaction to something should not be, man, they ran out of money.
Yeah, like,
if your reaction is they ran out of time or money, that's a problem.
Your deliberate artistic decision should not have the effect on the audience of, wow, where'd the money go? Like, at that point you've failed. Yeah. And you should probably rethink your approach at that point.
Yeah.
Look, I get wanting to recapture the intensity of the original manga panels or whatever. Like, I've been reading... There is one manga I've been reading as it comes out because it's getting a new release, Fist of the North Star. I read it back in I read it back in high school, but when I read it in high school, I was reading really low quality scans on MangaFox on my web browser.
Weren't we all?
Jeez. But now it's getting this like gorgeous hardcover release with like nice big pages and really like high quality print. And I'm going through the manga, like I'm buying the volumes as they come out, and there is a punch to reading Fist of the North Star as a manga.
Yeah.
That the anime just completely lacks. Like, even outside of stuff like them flattening Kenshiro's character in the anime, making him more stoic.
Yeah.
Whereas in the manga, he is a lot more expressive. Even outside of that, there's an impact to, like, almost every single page turn in the manga. Like, the fights just leap off the page, and there's just kind of a dynamic nature to how the manga presents its fight scenes and just individual moments that the anime really lacks in that regard, and I get it. I get you want to capture that feeling, but there's a delicate balance of how to do that right versus getting it wrong, and at this point we're seeing both sides of that. Shaman King is doing it really well, whereas My Hero Academia kind of failed.
Yeah. And
interestingly, both of them are Jump series.
Well, Shaman King was once upon a time.
It ran in Jump. I'm counting it as a Jump show.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm conflicted because I have money now. I really want to get the Kodansha re-releases of Shaman King.
I've heard they're really good.
They are, but I don't really have space for them. I don't really have space to buy like 20 books. Is the problem.
Yeah.
Also, I'm still salty that we're still not getting the KZB. And people are like, but Z, we're getting the Kodansha re-releases. I'm like, yeah, those are good, but they're not the same thing. They're not. The KZB was perfect. It's literally called the perfect edition. Because it had, not only did it have the connecting artwork covers that were much better. I mean, Kodansha's do that too, kind of on the spine, but it's not quite as good.
It's not as nice.
Yeah. The KZB had this really dynamic wide shot of Yo and Amidamaru against like the red sky or whatever. It was really fucking cool, and they had like holographic slip covers, and there were multiple color illustration pages done by Take. Every fucking character and spirit in the series had like a full color illustration by him with a little bio and like notes and stuff, and there were like other little like color illustrations he did. Yeah. It was so fucking good, and the Kodansha release doesn't have any of that shit. It doesn't have all the color pages. It doesn't have the bios, the Mentalite, the data book stuff. It doesn't have all that extra shit that made the KZB such a primo Kino collector's item. The Kodansha reprints just don't have. The Kodansha reprints are really good. They include all the art fixes from the KZB and even a few that weren't in the KZB. They have a better translation with better typesetting than the old Viz manga releases. They're gonna have the actual fucking ending, which is nice.
It's gonna be a whole volume longer.
Volume and a half ish.
Yeah.
and also it's a good value because it's like $15 and it's 3-in-1. It's like these volumes are like 3 volumes in one, sort of that kind of deal. So it's a really good value. I'm so glad that it's happening, but it's not the KZB edition I wanted, and I'm still frustrated about that.
Well, assuming that it does sell well, they might do the KZB as like a special edition later down the line.
I don't think so, especially since the KZB was a Jump thing. Or there was a Shueisha thing.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, that was before their Shaman King was bought by Kodansha. So, yeah, it's just frustrating that, like, I'm glad it's getting re-released and it's a good re-release, but it's not the best re-release. You know, that doesn't mean I don't want to buy it. That doesn't mean I don't want to buy it, but also I just don't have the room for more books, so.
That's fair.
Yeah, if you've seen my room lately, it's very crowded. It's very cramped in here.
Okay, so,
not enough, too many books, not enough wires. But anyway, my point was, that's why I want to start reading the My Hero manga, because I really like My Hero Academia, but I feel like I want to get the more authentic experience. And there's actually more shows that I want to catch up on the manga on after this season, like To Your Eternity, which I've really been enjoying. To Your Eternity, that's a great show. I don't know if you saw that meme I posted a few weeks ago about it.
No, I did not. I don't think I did. Or at the very least, if I did, I don't fucking remember it.
Oh, is it? I posted like the Ratatouille Anton-Ego meme where he's eating the Ratatouille and he gets a childhood flashback, and I put like To Your Eternity and I put Shinsekai Yori.
Oh yeah, right, that one, yeah.
Yeah, not quite as great, but very similar vibes, and it's really good. I want to read the manga after that, and also Eden Zero. I want to read the manga for. I've been enjoying that. But enough about what's now. Let's talk about the future.
Yes. Now I can finally open my phone back up.
Yes, you're a slave to the screen.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so, like I said, I'm watching less anime, so don't expect, like, the hour-long diatribes we used to have about, you know, when we looked at, like, the season chart, and I had, like, an opinion about every little thing. And I was like, well, maybe I'll watch this 4.5 out of 10 show, and fucking waste my goddamn life on this earth.
Yeah, we're probably not going to do that. Not for a while.
No, I mean, I still have thoughts, but, like, I'm not watching a ton of shit. You know, I'm trying to keep it manageable so I can play more video games.
Well, let's start off with what's at the top here. Not Mushoku Tensei, but like right below that.
No, I'm gonna start with Mushoku Tensei. Fuck you. I'm watching Mushoku Tensei because I really like the first half of the season, and I'm probably gonna like the second half of the season. It's gonna be great.
Oh right, you did watch Mushoku Tensei, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and it was great.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Why don't you check your privilege?
Okay. That does remind me that I need to watch Rising of the Shield Hero, because I watched a couple episodes with Saradin in a Discord call, and I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of good.
Oh!
So yeah, I might end up watching Shield Hero. Like, that seems good. Damn.
You do that.
What kind of show is Mushoku Tensei anyway? Because I'm not entirely sure.
It's an isekai, but it's like the one that's okay. If we're being historically accurate, fucking Familiar Zero started all this bullshit. People don't realize that Naruke was literally once a Familiar Zero fanfiction site.
Yeah.
That took on a life of its own. So, okay, disregarding that. But
this is the one where it's like everyone saw this and was like, let's do that.
Yeah, this was like the first big hit of Naruke when it stopped being a Familiar Zero fan site.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the granddaddy, or at least the daddy of a lot of current isekai trends, just for like its sheer novelistic competence, I suppose. And it set a lot of trends, and it's finally getting they finally made a fucking studio solely for the purpose of adapting it. So
Studio Bind.
It's made out of like ex White Fox and Egg Firm people.
I mean, if you're gonna look for a studio that's gonna be good for adapting something like this, definitely go with White Fox. Yeah.
Yes, and it's been a really good adaptation too. Very They fucking added film grain. Like, who does that? Who does that? Just to make it seem like more cinematic and older than it actually is, because it took them so fucking long to actually adapt it. You know, or whatever the reasons were, but you know, it's got fucking film grain in it. They put film grain in it. Who pays attention? Like, I've complained a lot about anime not being post-processed enough, you know. I've complained about a lot of shows looking too washed out, and they need more some dynamism in the post-processing department. And when shows like this come along and actually, you know, put a lot of care and effort into their post-processing, I'm like, yes, more of this. This is good.
This is what I like to see. Yeah.
I like some harsh shadows. Damn it! Tired of this washed out bullshit.
Speaking of stuff that pops on the screen, part 6, baby.
Yep, it's happening, and it's confusing release, but it is releasing.
Yeah, apparently apparently they're gonna go the Netflix route with this one. We're gonna have the first 13 episodes premiering on Netflix worldwide in December. Yes. With the Japanese TV broadcast following in January, with like the regular weekly schedule, but by that time the episodes will already be out, so literally why?
Yeah, so it's almost like a fucking split core in a way.
A little
bit. Because in December we're all gonna watch the 13, and then like the next new episodes aren't gonna start airing until like the spring season. So kind of, I mean, I guess you could just watch one a week if you wanted to and emulate the experience, or you could just follow the broadcast if you really wanted to. But who's going to do that?
Not me.
Who's going to do that? Yeah, who's going to do that?
I'm going to be spending a weekend on this one.
especially since it's apparently a worldwide release, which good on Netflix for growing a brain finally.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know, and it's you know, especially since we don't know how the other thirds of the series, I guess, are going to follow suit on Netflix. You know, are we not going to get the second batch of episodes in a worldwide release until after they've aired in Japan? Because that's weird then, to have the first 13 so early.
But the real question is, what's the ending theme going to be?
I'm still rooting for Too Little Too Late by JoJo.
It would be perfect.
Yep.
Or they could go the meme pick and go and go with Smash Mouth.
Yeah. Or they could be too late to the party and go with Gangster's Paradise for no reason.
Still friggin' blows my mind that they didn't go with Gangsta's Paradise, but they went with fucking Jodeci's Freakin' You, which is literally just a fuck song.
I'm gonna be honest, Kevin. I think we're in the better timeline.
Brutally murdering Pulpo at the end of episode 3, and then every time I close my eyes, wake up feeling so horny.
I'm gonna be honest. It's the better timeline we're in right now.
To be fair, yeah.
In that one specific example,
I am looking forward to part 6. This is This is one of the parts of JoJo I don't know a damn thing about, aside from like a couple of meme things and mild pop cultural osmosis.
I read most of it. I'm looking. I think it's not the strongest part, but I'm still looking forward to it. It's like JoJo's like fucking pizza. You know, bad pizza, still pizza, or not even bad pizza. You know, just like nearly good pizza is
like
still great.
Phantom Blood is still JoJo.
Yeah, it's still great. So, you know, definitely looking forward to that, regardless of its weird release.
One I'm interested in watching, and I don't know if you're probably going to check out the manga on this one, considering what we've just gotten done talking about. I think last segment. Komi-san wa Komyusha desu.
Yep. This has been a big Reddit favorite for a while now.
Reddit, Tumblr, and a Twitter. It's been pretty big for a while.
Fucking dig.com. I wish. Nope.
I'm looking forward to Komi-san. Interestingly, it's being produced by OLM, who are best known for producing Pokemon.
I know them best for butchering Disgaea, but yes.
Yeah, but that was like, what? Like, fucking... Jeez, like 16, 17 years ago.
14, yeah.
It was a while ago. So
no, 15, 15.
They're better. They're better than they used to be in that regard. And to be fair,
yeah, I'm not entirely convinced that a Sky anime wasn't funded with paper clips and wads of gum. So
To be fair, around the time the Sky anime came out, OLM was already having a lot of production issues on Pokemon itself.
Yeah.
All of their good staff was on the movies, and literally none of their good staff was on the actual show.
Yeah.
But OLM seems to have their shit together a lot more these days. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Komi-san turns out. That looks like a fun adaptation. The trailers look nice.
I saw the trailers. They look nice, yeah. I was going to say that, but it's fine. We can both have the same opinion.
I can't wait for Twitter to friggin' bitch about this every single week. Platinum End.
Why are they bitching, Kevin?
Because
I actually don't know.
Because the writer of Death Note is sexist.
Right, yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
This is the new series from Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm looking forward because it's actually a complete adaptation, which is nice.
It is.
I like when my anime have endings, Kevin. It's such a rare thing for some reason.
I love it.
This industry could die in a fucking fire. It's great.
Can't wait to actually tell everybody on Twitter that I love Platinum End, and then I get canceled.
Yeah, I don't know how good it is, but I'll chickadee check that shit.
Yeah. Data Live. Never watched Data Live.
Data Live 4. I watched 2 seasons of Data Live, and then they took for fucking ever making a third one, and I forgot everything that happened, so I didn't watch it. And now they've taken forever to make a 4th one, and I've still forgotten everything that happened, so I didn't. So I'm probably not going to watch it. Also, this is like the 4th studio that's been on this series. That's just a fun fact.
Jeez. Also,
what?
Also, holy shit! 7 Arcs is making a new TV series that isn't a Nanoha series.
They've done that. I've seen their name on things.
Yep, Blue Period. I don't know what the hell this is. The studious Yatora leaves a dry life of study and good manners behind for a new passion, painting.
Yeah, it's a painting series. I think it's a Shonen Sunday series. I don't remember.
It probably is.
Also, I just wanted to say something else about Data Live. I'll probably watch it all at some point, and I really hope I forget her name, the artist for the series. The one. She's really good. She also did Neptunia.
Her.
She's a fantastic character designer, and I really hope she does something I actually really, really like in the future, and not stuff I just kind of middlingly tolerate because it's her. That'd be great. She could be hired for better things. That'd be fantastic. It's just one of those things where you're someone is extremely talented, and you're like, why don't you do things I care about? Not that I hated Data Live. I liked what I saw of it, okay, but it's not amazing.
So Zeke muted on the other end, so I'm gonna move along here.
Wait, pause it.
Okay, no, we're good. We're back.
Okay. I told you if that happened to pause it.
I'm not good at it. Anyway, moving on.
Pressing a button! Anyway, 86. I'm talking about 86. Fuck you.
Okay, talk about 86.
I really liked 86. It was really good, and I want more 86. It's a really good sort of stylish war drama thing. It's got strong direction and characters, and it was really good. I really liked it. It's a thinking man show kind of a little bit, but it's good. It was a really good adaptation. People are saying it's one of the best light novel adaptations they've ever seen because it's got a lot. The director is really good, and it has great animation, and the storyboarding's great, and the way they've approached the material is really good. This whole first core was one novel. They literally did.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, it was an unprecedented level of detail for a light novel adaptation, and it was necessary because of how dense the storytelling was, and they did it. and it was great. And it had some anime original stuff that was written by the author, so she got to expand on stuff that she couldn't in the novel. And also, the author is a woman, and she has an obsession with garter belts, and that's fucking awesome. And you do you. I like them too. I'm just saying it's based. She's based, and I forget her name. I know it's like 2 words repeated. I think it's like Asaki or something. I don't remember what her name is. God damn it. But yeah, she's based, and I really liked 86, and I'm gonna watch more 86.
You mentioned that the first season was adapted from only one novel.
Yep.
The only time I know of something similar to that happening was with Full Metal Panic: The Second Raid, but even then, that was a double-length 2-part novel, so it was basically 2 novels in one season. But it was a similar thing where the original writer of the novels also wrote for the anime, and all of the original stuff that's in the anime was also written by him. Goddamn, I don't see that kind of like extended adaptation of a light novel happen very often. Like typically it's like, okay, we're gonna adapt like 5 novels in 6 episodes.
Speed run any %, let's go!
Yeah, like speedrun adaptations of light novels are probably the most common, and I don't get to see stuff like that often. So, like 86 very often. So, I might check it out.
Also, the author's name is Asato. Yes, her parents really did that to her. That's probably a pseudonym, but it's a reference to a meme from Kanojo Kanojo, because one of the girls' name is Saki, and I saw an ANN review where they're like, yes, her parents really did that to her. Oh my God. Man, I love that. I just love that
must
joke.
have hated you.
It's like, and his childhood friend Saki, yes, in parentheses, yes, her parents really did that to her. That was so fucking fun. Every now and again, ANN gets a win.
ANN's not as bad as they used to be, honestly.
Yeah, but you know, it's rare they make like just such a killer joke.
They get some good people there.
Yeah. Anyway, Miyaruko-chan. I've heard a lot of great things about the manga. People are a little on edge because it's kind of like a horror comedy, and horror and anime don't always mix so super well. It's kind of hard to get like the like the detail and dynamism of the artwork in a manga in anime form. Yeah. It's kind of hard to do. So I don't know. This might be one of those ones that's better. Why am I still talking like this? Better. I might read the manga instead.
You don't need to talk like this the entire time. It's fine, man.
Yeah, I understand your point, but you know, it's just a habit I fall into sometimes, and you know, it's like Tourette's but for radio speak, you know, something. I don't know. Anyway,
moving on.
Yep. I don't know what the fuck this is, and I don't care. But it's got Madhouse and Mappa, so it'll probably be a Reddit hit.
Tact OP Destiny, or however the fuck you say that.
Yeah, tact. Are we sure this isn't like a typo? Like some HTML code didn't find its way into the title?
Oh boy, now we're getting into the fun titles that are a million words long.
Sakai Saiko no Ansatsusha Isekai Kizoku ni Tensei Suru. This is the one about the assassin or something. It's another world, but it's an assassin. Was he an assassin before or after? I don't know.
Reborn by the grace of a goddess into a world of swords and sorcery. Yeah, so assassin dies, reborn in another world, gets to be an assassin again. Does he still have his gun? How much ammo does he get? Does he ever run out?
What's this? Yeah, what are his payment options like? Is it like bi-weekly or like on target or like?
Yeah, what's the deal here?
Yeah, is it salary or hour or? What are the benefits? Does he get dental? You know what's funny is that there actually is a another isekai that actually I've heard a lot of good things about called His Eminence in Shadow or something that's also about an assassin in an isekai. But apparently it's actually good, so I recommend. I think that got announced for an anime at some point, so I recommend you don't watch this and wait for that instead. It's probably a better version of the same premise.
Alright, the next one from Wolfsbane and Studio Flad. Fucking amazing names.
Flad.
But not as amazing as Shin no Nakama Janai to Yusha no Party wo oidasareta no de Henkyo de Slow Life Suru koto ni shimashita.
Yeah, this is the one where it's like, it's another world, but he's opening a pharmacy? You gotta try really hard to sell me on shows whose entire premise is, it's another world, but this gimmick?
It's another world, but
he delivers pizza?
Delivering pizza in another world.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Coming to Crunchyroll in 2023. I can't believe I'm still delivering pizzas in another world.
My job.
Anyway,
my job is a fucking Amazon courier in another world.
I can't believe Jeff Bezos has taken over another world. It's an Amazon warehouse, but it's in another world.
I swear to God, friggin' Outbreak Company was a great parody of this shit before I knew it was a thing to be parodying.
I know, it was ahead of its time in a lot of ways.
I fucking love Outbreak Company, man.
Anyway, let's talk about World's End Harem. You'd think this would be right up my alley, but it's not.
Oh,
it's
no.
It's not very good. It's a very frustrating series about a dude who... It's a very frustrating series where the entire point is, hey, there's no more... There's like 5 men that we got out of cryo sleep, and there's a virus, so there's no more men. Please fuck us? And he's like, no, I must wait for the one I promised myself to.
Oh my god. Oh.
And it's super yeah, and it's like super frustrating, and there's barely any fucking progression, and like it's just not. It's like everything I've heard about this is just like not like It's betraying the promise in a lot of ways.
Jeez, just shoot me in the face at that point. Fuck that. No.
Yeah.
No, that is... Oh, God, that is such a frustrating premise for a show. It's all the worst aspects of harem anime with none of the logic. Oh, I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it on principle. No. No. No.
No, I can't.
Don't...
No, I can't. I can't fuck these beautiful women. I'm too busy waiting for the one I promised myself to before the freezing.
God, I'm actually fucking livid. God.
I know. What a fucking waste.
I'm actually mad.
I remember hearing about this and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I actually read the summary. I'm like, oh. And then I read comments from people who read it and I'm like, oh.
Oh, no.
No. Although, you know what's actually really funny is I love going to our manga, Ren and Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Different show, different series. But I really love how everyone just shows up as like, wow, nothing fucking happened this chapter. See you all next week. I can't believe, like, everyone was so convinced there was going to be a major plot development on chapter 200 that came out last week. And they're like, wow, I can't believe he's fucking stretched and baited this stupid story for 200 chapters. Sasuga author-chan. Wow, this sucks. Nothing happened. See you next week.
Great.
Anyway. It's another world, but he's a paladin. Fuck you. Anyway.
It's another world, but he's a paladin. That's a different show, by the way.
No, it's this one! It's okay. That's probably multiple shows.
No. Yeah, we're moving on from fucking Shumatsu no Harem, and now we're on to Saihate no Paladin.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Created by Children's Playground Entertainment.
I hope it would be fucking hilarious if this is the product of child labor. That'd be great.
God, these fucking names! I swear, they're running out of good names to call their studios.
Oh, put me on it. I'll figure it out. Anyway, here's a show that looks interesting. It's about goat workers, and one of them is really short, and one of them is really tall, and apparently her senpai is annoying. This is another one I probably would prefer to read in manga, but it's Doga Kobo, so I'm sure some effort will be put into it. I've actually
seen a bit of, like, I've actually seen people talk about the manga, and like people have read it, and yeah, I've heard it's okay. It's all right. It's pretty good. It's fun.
But it's also problematic because of the height gap and the child coding and the... I can't think of a third buzzword.
I hope... So, you can't see this, but my eyes are rolling so far back into my head that I can practically see my brain. Let's move on.
I'm just preparing you because you're going to see that for the next 13 weeks.
Oh, I know I am, and I'm going to hate every second of it.
Okay, not the next 13, because none of this airs until October.
Yeah.
But... at some point in the future, this is going to be your life for 3 months, and I just want to prepare you for that. You know, I'm like the fucking Tumblritis vaccine. You know, I'm preparing your body for potential infection.
It's gonna be fucking great. I love
everybody it. Everybody go get vaccinated.
Wear a fucking mask.
I would, but nobody else at work does, and if it's just me, it's not even effective.
All right.
This is fucking Fujo bait. Move on. Fuck it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We're not women.
This next one's up your alley, though.
Yes, World Trigger, 3rd season. It's back again.
And about time too.
It's about damn time. I'm so upset that Tychus Findlay quote from the StarCraft 2 cinematic never became a meme. I mean, it did. But I feel like it should have persisted to modern meme culture, and it never did. Maybe it's because Zoomers have never played StarCraft 2. Maybe it's because Zoomers don't know how to work a PC.
Wait, hold on. Wait, is that... Hold on.
What?
Isekai...
Oh, but talk about World Trigger.
No, hold on. I'm just double-checking this one. Go ahead and talk about World Trigger. It's fine.
Let me talk about World Trigger, man. Anyway, so yeah, I'm super glad World Trigger's back. I think I've read, I'm not caught up, but I've read most of what this season will cover, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then after that, I'm just gonna catch up with the manga again. There's some key scenes I'm really looking forward to seeing animated in this one, and I think they are too because they put them in the preview images like fucking months ago. So clearly they were looking forward to that.
Yeah.
More World Trigger. I stan World Trigger.
So this next one, this is another one of those isekai, but this kind of things. But the thing is, my sibling Sama is a huge fan of the first season, so they are going to be very, very happy that Restaurant to Another World is getting a second season. Oh boy.
Oh, it is that one. I thought this was another one with the same premise.
No, this is the Restaurant to Another World. Interesting. Also by OLM. What? Wow, they are very busy this season.
This next one's by Synergy SP. You might know them from Mare and
Zetai Karen Children.
No one knows what that is.
Yes, I did. Fuck you.
This is a fucking astroturfing campaign. This is the same shit with fucking... This is the same shit with, like, Genesis Bahamut or whatever the fuck it was called, where everyone's like, no, it's actually great. I'm like, fuck you. No, it isn't. This is one giant astroturfing campaign for me to waste my fucking time again.
Are you talking about Zetai Karen Children or Taisho Otome Otogibanashi?
I don't even know anymore. Everything's a conspiracy. Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Wake up, sheeple. It's all... government surveillance drones.
Okay. Alright.
Looks cute-ish, I guess.
I'm gonna check it out.
Maybe, I don't know. Probably. I'll say I will, and then I won't. How about that?
Alright.
It's one of those. Yep. Boji. Let's talk about Boji. He's deaf. He's a deaf, powerless prince who can't even wield a children's sword. What? How is he going to fight the forces of evil?
I don't
There's no way.
know.
He's a good-for-nothing prince. There's no way he can be king. He's so pathetic, we're not even going to talk about him. Fuck Boji. No. Is that his name? Yeah, Boji with two J's.
Boji.
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 Yeah.
What the fuck? Bad name. Moving on.
Why are there two J's? Since when does Japanese have double consonants?
Boji.
Oh, Bajanji.
Does Baji play Bachi?
I don't care enough about him to ask. Also, he's doing the World Trigger mouth thing, and fuck you, that's World Trigger's thing. Fuck you. God, I hate Baji so much.
You haven't even seen the show.
I just learned of his existence 1 minute ago, and I already hate this kid. You're a no good prince. You're never gonna be king. Fuck you.
Anime
Fuck
of the
Baji. No! Fuck Baji. No one cares about Osama ranking. Nobody cares. What studio? You fucking quit Attack on Titan to do this? What's wrong with you? How much is Baji paying you? Baji's a piece of shit. His family probably pays for anything. They paid off Wit Studio to make this shit. He's like, Father, I want an anime adaptation. He's like, yes, my son, my useless piece of shit son who can't even wield a children's sword. We will contract the greatest studio in the land to give you your piece of shit anime. And then they did. Fuck Baji.
Son of a bitch.
I'm so fucking mad.
So this, God damn it. So this one's finally coming out, apparently.
Blade Runner Black Lotus.
Yeah.
I was excited for it, but now it's CG and I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Why'd they have to ruin it? Why'd they have to ruin it, Kevin?
We could have had Sola digital arts.
We could have had good cyberpunk anime, but instead it's just more CG. That doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. I'm just disappointed. I'm not angry.
Oh no!
I'm not angry. I'm too busy being angry at Baji, but I am disappointed.
To quote the legendary words of one Garnt, Gigak AZ, the Anime Zone, we're being attacked by bad CG.
Mm-hmm. I really hope Cyberpunk Edge Runners is still happening.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, the preview images look great for that. Also, it's Trigger, so everyone will fucking jizz themselves on Twitter over it.
Oh, fucking Trigger, yes!
If there's only, if there's one studio that gets deified beyond all belief, even more than KyoAni, it's fucking Trigger.
I'm gonna scroll down a bit to see if there's something here that is coming out soon. Okay, I can actually talk about that when we're done with this. But let's go on.
Sakugan, don't care. Might see it if I hear good things. Don't care.
Can't wait for Sakugan to have the Sakuga.
Nosferatu, Tsuki to Laika no Nosferatu. This is the one about Russian space program and vampires. It sounds interesting, but it looks really bland. I'm gonna have to wait to hear some opinions on it.
Yashahime Season 2.
I heard it sucked.
Yeah, shitty sequel to the shitty sequel to the worst Rumiko Takahashi manga. Great. Okay, moving on.
Whoa! You gotta explain that opinion a bit. I thought people liked Inuyasha.
Okay, Inuyasha is good, but it's the best worst Rumiko Takahashi manga. I don't like it as much as, like, 1 Pound Gospel, Ranma 1/2, Mezunikaku, or Urusei Yatsura. I prefer all of those to Inuyasha. It's a personal opinion.
I love how the only Takahashi work I've ever seen is Rine, and no one else that likes Takahashi has ever seen Rine. So I'm like in a fucking alternate dimension from everyone else's discourse. I'm just like, I saw Rine, and they're like, we didn't see Rine. I'm like, well, how can we connect emotionally now?
God.
I liked Rine. I kind of fell off it because I was kind of like, man, this is really dry humor, and I gotta be in the right mood for this. But I did like what I saw of it.
I do really like Takahashi's work. I think I'm gonna check Rina out in the manga though, because something
that's
about
true.
the anime didn't really click with me.
That's true. Maybe I'd like it better in the manga. I'm discovering that recently. Have I talked about that at length yet?
I don't know.
Muv-Luv Alternative! I can't believe they're ruining it.
What?
If you don't know, Muv-Luv Alternative is considered by many to be one of the greatest visual novels of all time. The problem is, it's the third in a series! And they're just adapting this one.
Well,
that won't backfire at all.
Well, they've done this, and they've also done Total Eclipse beforehand, which is another Muv-Luv Alternative thing, but, like, the Muv-Luv franchise is fucking weird.
this is confusing and it won't catch on, because alternative is great, but you need that setup from the first 2 installments or it doesn't make any fucking sense. You won't be invested to anything. Also, this has 3 studios on it and I've never heard of any of them, so that's a great sign. That's a great sign when you got 3 studios working on one show and I haven't heard of any of them.
I've heard of Griffinica, but I don't know anything that they've done offhand.
Griffinica sounds like a shitty metal band.
Kyuketsuki Sugushinu.
Why is Madeline from Celeste in there?
I don't know.
That's weird.
A vampire hunter learns of a mansion inhabited by a vampire hunter learns of a mansion inhabited by a vampire who's rumored to have kidnapped children and goes there intending to take them down. Vampire's wimp who keeps turning into ash at the whatever the fuck. Moving on. Pass. It's done by Madhouse though.
That's interesting. Anyway, here's the 3rd season of Yuki Yuna. I only watched the 1st season. I thought it was okay. For some reason, I never continued beyond that. I don't know why. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. I don't know. I thought the 1st season was good, though.
Alright. This next one I am very hyped for because Part 4 was great, Part 5 was fantastic, and I'm interested to see how Lupin the Third Part 6 turns out. Oh, man.
Do you need to check out Lupin the Second's parts first? And also Lupin the First's?
Yeah, this is one of the best things about Lupin the Third. You can literally jump into almost anything Lupin related without any prior knowledge of Lupin and be totally fine. It is... That
was a joke question and I was not expecting a serious response.
But that's one of the best things I love about Lupin is that, like, it's probably the best series for any newcomer to jump into. Because you can literally start almost anywhere. You can start with Part 4, Part 5, Part 6. You can pick up a random episode of Part 2. You can pick any of the TV series. You can pick any of the TV movies, any of the theatrical films. And you would still probably have a good time. Unless you happen to pick one of the shit ones.
That's funny.
Which there's a few. But I'm really looking forward to Part 6. The recent run of Lupin stuff has been just banger after banger. And this looks to follow in the same footsteps as the last few seasons, and that's always great to see. Why do you say
Lupin when it's clearly Lupin? It says right there.
Well, it's French.
Oh, oui, so he eats the frog legs in Paris.
It is Arsène Lupin.
But it's Japanese.
He's the descendant of Arsène Lupin.
But the show is Japanese.
But he's still Lupin the Third.
I think you mean Zathudo. Zarudo.
Actually, it's pronounced Lupin Sansei.
Yeah, that would work. I was committing too hard to the bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shikazakura, I don't care. Another fucking isekai. What the fuck? Hideyoshi is a ugly, revolting, dirty, smelly, fat ass. What the fuck?
Oh my god,
that's a description. Hey everyone, our main character is an ugly, revolting, dirty, smelly, fat ass. There are insults hurled at him one after another about his appearance. Great. I'm so invested.
This is the next one over, like Shinka no Mi, Shiranai, whatever the fuck. Goddamn.
Yeah. That's a great description. I love that. Hey everyone, our protagonist is a fucking piece of shit loser. Don't you want to hear about this guy?
I can't believe that's actually what that says.
The only notable thing about this is that like his fat form is drawn kind of like Haruyuki.
Yeah.
But like not really. I just remember seeing a lot of Reddit comments where there's like, this reminds me of the fat kid from Excel World. I'm like, that is Haruyuki Arita, and you will not put shame on his name, good sir.
But yeah, this is another children's playground entertainment thing, and it's also being done by Studio Feel.
Man, those children, they're working on a lot of shows.
Yeah, you have your choice between 2 series created by child labor and the 1 series created by the bioengineered mass specifically designed to produce anime David.
That's right, my favorite joke. Anyways, this is a BL show about bookkeepers. Fuck it, don't care. Idle shit, don't care. More idle shit, don't care. Discount Mecha, don't care. Tesla.
Wait, whoa. Okay. Discount Mecha from Sunrise Beyond. So
Fine, tell me why. Fine, tell me why Kyokai Senki's anime of the season, Kevin.
But like, I'm confused. It's like Sunrise Beyond. Is that a new studio? What?
Sunrise has like a million studios.
Yeah, but like, I've never heard of Sunrise Beyond.
Is it like Beyond? Is it like Beyond Beef, where I don't want it in my mouth?
The best I can hope for this is that it's good.
No, look at this. This is not going to be good. Look at this, Kevin. Look at that. That's generic as shit. That's so generic as shit. Look at that discount Pokemon there in the background.
Dude, he's got a gun and a samurai. The mecha has a gun and a samurai sword.
It looks like a discount Gundam, like every other one of these fucking originals. I hate it. Discount fucking mecha. Maybe mecha's dead because they stopped trying. How about that?
Yeah, maybe.
Tesla Note.
Wait, Tesla Note?
Yeah.
What does this have to do with Teslas?
I don't know. It's probably some Edison propaganda. Moving on.
Can't wait.
Build, divide, code black. Don't care. Linden Films can suck my dick. Oh, Studio Lurch. Studio Lurch. What are they up to? Is this another killing game that's not a killing game?
Japan, 2019, just before the dawn of a new era. Suddenly, a rift to another dimension, revealing an alternate world.
Shinkoku Nippon.
The parallel world keeps their former militarism, with its era being eternal Showa. The military invades the real Japan with giant humanoid robots called Garan, and their gas weapon Genmu, rendering our modern weapons ineffective. Shinkoku Nippon instantly seizes the government and achieves de facto conquest of Japan. The new era Reiwa has not arrived for Japan.
So instead of the COVID pandemic, we instead get portals to an alternate militaristic Japan that invades instead. I wonder if this is the better... I think we got the better timeline, honestly.
I think this is... this actually sounds kind of cool. I'm kind of into this concept. It's cool. Wow.
I think I'll stay in my timeline, thank you.
I think I'm gonna check this one out. Gyakuten Sekai no Denshi Shoujo. Okay.
Wow, another OLM show.
Man, OLM just friggin' so friggin' busy this season. Holy shit. Megaton Q Musashi. The story takes place after 90% of humanity was wiped out due to an invasion.
There's a lot of genocide happening in this anti-chart list. I just want you to know
so much
that.
death and destruction.
Yeah, fucking half the human race got wiped out in that one show we won't talk about again because it sucks.
Oh.
Now it's 90%. That's 40% more.
Oh, this is also a mecha series. Huh.
Wow, that means it sucks and no one will ever remember it. Can we talk about how Deep Insanity is the worst preview poster of all time? What am I looking at?
Supposed to be.
What is this, a wide shot of Niagara Falls? What the fuck is this?
It's apparently a sequel to Deep Insanity Nirvana.
I don't know what any of that means.
Me neither.
I feel like the most important parts of this preview image are probably at the bottom that the thing is covering up. So, sorry about that. Have poster design that accounts for anychart.net.
Yep, bad preview image. Genso Sangokushi Tengen Reishinki from Geek Toys.
Is it just me, or does this art style look like kind of like discount Demon Slayer in a way?
I'm not really getting that vibe personally, but
it's got the thick outlines kind of, but not really. And it's got like, I don't know. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. You know what I'm seeing? It. That's what I'm seeing.
It just looks like another take on Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So, at this point, I might just.
That's Romance of the Three Kingdoms is like the fucking high school Romeo and Juliet play of anime.
It kind of is, and it's. I'm sure
it's played out and pedantic.
I'm sure it's good, but I've stopped caring.
And much like Beyond Beef, I don't want it in my mouth.
I much prefer. Okay, wow. Yeah, honestly, after I watched Iki Tosen, I was kind of done with Three Kingdoms adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
Because Iki Tosen was the one with boobs, which automatically makes it the superior adaptation.
Indeed.
Card Fight Vanguard.
I don't care.
Wait, what the fuck is Kinema Citrus? What the fuck is Kinema Citrus doing producing Card Fight Vanguard? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, Bridge is busy now, so they gotta get someone else.
Oh yeah, the perfect thing to friggin' do a children's card game anime. The people who made Made in Abyss. Great fucking idea. Maybe it'll be good. I don't fucking know, but like, Kinema Citrus. What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay.
Digimon Ghost Game.
We don't know anything about it other than it's Digimon and it has Ghost Game.
It's a new Digimon series, which means Kevin will not care about it.
Actually, I kind of liked what I saw of Apple Monsters.
And then you dropped it.
What I saw of Apple Monsters, I was having a bit of a problem.
I heard that part. I'm just saying.
Maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
Who knows? It's Digimon. Roll a dice.
Watcha Premagi by Tatsunoko Production and Dongwoo Animation.
I don't care about anything about a guy named Dongwoo. Let's move on.
Yeah, this just looks like discount Pretty Cure. I'm not interested. Sorry, I have actual Pretty Cure I can watch. Sorry to all of the potential fucking Watcha Premagi fans that I maybe just offended. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I'm moving on. Let's take a look at this next one from Tezuka Productions and Tatsunoko. Jesus H. What the fuck?
I think I cut out.
No, we're good now.
Okay. Also, I love how we said we weren't going to do an hour-long diatribe, and then we ended up doing an hour-long diatribe.
We're almost at the end anyway.
That's true, but also we had fun along the way. We got to mock fun of a small handicapped child. That's always fun.
So, I'm looking at Mutaking the Dancing Hero, and I want to know what the fuck this has to do with either Tatsunoko or Tezuka, because I'm not seeing any Tezuka characters or Tatsunoko characters. What the fuck is this?
I like to imagine it's pronounced Mute King, and it's actually the father of Baji, the piece of shit prince that's a no for good nothing, and that's the reason he doesn't know his son's such a piece of shit, is because he's mute. You can't hear everyone complaining about his dumb fucking bullshit son. Did I cut out again?
Nope, I can hear you.
Okay, well, anyway, so that's my headcanon. And then Chick Dancers. It looks like a fucking game by that one guy.
Anime of the year.
Yep, so everyone else go home. Chick Dancers has got this on lock. I can't believe this isn't a short. It looks like a short, but it's not.
Can't wait for Chick Kip Dancers to continue the legacy of the greatest anime ever made, Bananya. Bananya!
Anyway,
God,
the only other thing I go on.
Reminds me of that one discotheque live stream that they did where they decided it's like, we want to give you guys an idea of what Bananya is like, so here's an entire episode. They just randomly showed us an entire episode of Bananya, and we're all just like, oh, I guess this is happening now.
Well, how else are they supposed to get anyone to care?
It was fun. It's all right. Not my thing.
The only thing of note here for the rest of this page is Kaginado, which they announced as a joke, but it's actually happening. And I'm like, okay.
So one thing that I didn't see here, and that's because it's not actually releasing in fall, it's actually technically releasing this season in summer, is Star Wars Visions.
Is that a show or just a series? Is this like a special?
It's like a series of short films, like 9 short films.
That's not a TV show, Kevin.
It's a quote-unquote show.
Well, it wouldn't be on any chart if it's not a fucking show.
Well, maybe we should look at the previous season.
Why would it be in the previous season?
Because it's showing in September and not October.
Right.
Yeah. I am looking forward to that one, though. Star Wars Visions looks good. Possibly the best thing to come out of Star Wars since George Lucas lost the rights to the goddamn thing.
Anyway, Kaginado. That's a weird thing that's happening.
Yeah.
I might watch it out of curiosity, but it's probably going to be a fucking nothing.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm done with this fucking chart. I'm done.
Fair enough.
I said we weren't doing an hour-long diatribe, and we did it anyway.
Whoopsies.
Whoops. Well, that's what you come here for. Inadvertent incompetence.
Yeah.
Also, what the fuck are you talking about? Star Wars Visions is totally on here. It's under the OVA, ONA special section.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Look at 8 different studios on that.
Yeah. So, like, there's an interesting thing going on with that, and that, so, like, it's 8 studios actually, no, it's technically speaking 7 studios making 9 short films. But it was originally supposed to be 10 short films.
Mm-hmm.
But the ideas that eventually became The Ninth Jedi, like, that was The Ninth Jedi is an amalgam of ideas from 2 different short film ideas that were initially planned. But then they're just like, yeah, put them together, fuck it. I do suggest everybody check out the trailer for Star Wars Visions, because holy shit, it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there are a couple of things about that one that I do want to talk about.
Okay.
One, the Studio Trigger short, directed by Hiroyuki Imaishi. There are 2 Trigger shorts on that, by the way.
Yeah.
One of them is from, like, a veteran animator who, like, his work goes all the way back to friggin' Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is done by Hiroyuki Imaishi, you know, the Gurren Lagann Kill the Kill guy.
Yep.
I feel like Imaishi's entire career has been leading up to this moment, because he seems to be dedicated to creating the single most batshit crazy lightsaber fight ever devised.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to that. The other one is there's a short that I think it's the short being done by Kamikaze Doga,
Mm-hmm.
where there's a Sith Lord who has this, like, friggin' spinning umbrella lightsaber contraption of death.
A Sith Lord?
A Sith Lord?
A Sith Lord?
And there is a small but vocal subsection of the fan base who is utterly obsessed with the fact that this brand new lightsaber design is in no way practical or realistic. At which point I have to wonder, why are you looking for practicality and realism in space wizards with laser swords? This is the franchise where 4-armed cyborgs spin around laser swords like glow sticks, and virgin births happen because of magical space protein.
Oh, birds. I think you said birds.
No, birth.
Virgin birds. How is a government drone gonna have sex, Kevin? What service would that have?
Roger.
I knew it! The government drones are reproducing. They're self-replicating.
It explains everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Star Wars Visions. It looks good.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
It's the most hyped I've been for Star Wars in, like, over half a decade.
My Star Wars senses are fucking dead and gone. It's like a charred bit of cranberry dessert on a pan. I couldn't give less a shit about it, and also it's a pain in the ass to scrub off. I don't know why I'm so fixated on that.
Also, one more weird thing about Star Wars Visions.
Yeah?
It's an anime.
Uh-huh.
It's anime as fuck.
Yeah?
But because it's Disney, they're still getting a bunch of A-list voice a bunch of fucking A-list actors to voice in it.
Wow, is a Jonas brother going to be in this one?
No, but you know what it does has? Does has?
Does it have cheeseburger?
Oh my god. God damn.
Kevin, can I has cheeseburger?
No, but you can has Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, my middle school crush.
Yes. He's in the Trigger short.
That's crazy. Maybe he'll finally explain how he met my mother.
We never found out. They never explained. How did you meet my mother?
Yeah, you explained how we met that guy's mother, but what about my mother? And your mother?
Hello?
There's a lot of mothers that need explaining.
Jeez.
Hello there.
You have anything else to talk about?
You know, I had shit, but we were so fucking... We went so deep on the anti-chart thing that, like, I feel like I'm gonna save it for another time.
I think that's probably a good call. I'd say this is a pretty good place to stop. All right.
I hope you've enjoyed the return of the Baka Gaijin Show. This is a much easier format, so hopefully we'll do it fairly consistently. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, angry rants, you want to tell me that birds are real or some other such bullshit, you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Comment below if you feel like it. Join our Discord server. The link will be in the description if I fucking remember to do that. If not, just check any of the other hundreds of videos on my channel. It'll be there. It's easy to find. Join us. We're lonely and we like having friends. And you can follow us on Twitter at ZeekFreak and at CCharmanderK. And that'll about do it for us on this return episode of the Baka Gaijin Show. Oh, did you want to sign out, or can I just say the thing?
Go ahead. Is your show.
All right. This has been the Baka Gaijin Show. ZeekFreak out. Ciao, ciao for now.